and 130 target is wicket.
Okay, disappointment yesterday. It was only a 5-over-a-side game. You'll at least do a full 2020 game and try to finish the tournament on a high.
बारिश हो गई, वो प्रकृति चीज़ है, उसको हम नहीं ले सकते, लेकिन छोटा मैच था 5 ओवर का, तो उस गेम में कुछ भी हो सकता है, और मलेशियन अच्छा खेला हमसे, ये लोग जीते.
ठीक है, good luck today. Binod, come in to me. Just going to walk across. Binod, you've lost the toss, you're going to have to bowl first. Okay with that?
होइन, अब हामीले टस जितेपछि हामी पनि ब्याटिङ नै गर्ने सोचिरहेको थियौँ होइन. अब तर अब फिल्डिङ गरिरहेको छ अहिले चाहिँ.
Okay, real disappointment yesterday. Your only bad performance of the tournament. Can you finish on a high today?
होइन, अब टुर्नामेन्टमा एउटा दिन नराम्रो गइरहेको थियो हिजो होइन. त्यो सेमी फाइनलमै पऱ्यो, लिगमा परेको भयो भने अब कमब्याक गर्न मिल्थ्यो. सेमी फाइनलमा नै नराम्रो दिन पऱ्यो भने चाहिँ केही गर्न सकिँदैन. अनि अब राम्रो खतम गर्नेछौँ आज चाहिँ.
Finally, any changes to your team today?
अनि पुलामीको निमै चोट लागेर चाहिँ मुखिया खेलिरहेछ, पुलामी चाहिँ बाहिर छ.
Okay, so Rajesh Palami-Magar out, Jitendra Mukia in. Good luck. Dandavad, that's the news from the toss. The UP11, they've won the toss. They're going to have a bat first.
So let's have a look at the two sides who are taking the field today in this third place playoff. The UP11 lineup as follows: Sahim Hassan, the captain; Divya Prakash Singh, Chuban Chowdhury, Bipin Chandra, Sandeep Mittal, Vivek Singh, Raj Kumar Yadav, Ral Kumar Yadav, Tejas Singh, Sunny Singh and Prince Shahi. And the Nepal Army, Binod Bandari, the captain and wicketkeeper Rohit Kumar Baudal, Sompal Kami, Bim Sharkey, Kushal Malla, Bikram Sob, Jitendra Mareka, Sushan Bari, Shahab Alam, Haribid Chauhan and Santosh Karki. And yeah, the main changes are that Jitendra Mayank is in for Rajesh Pulami Magar. And yeah, delighted to be joined alongside me by, well, former captain of the Nepalese cricket team, played over 90 games for the club, Paresh Tony Lahani is alongside me. Not forgetting your nickname, not his middle name, but his nickname. Paresh, high drama in the semi-finals today, but it's the third place playoff for these two sides who could easily have been in the final with the quality they've shown in this tournament so far.
Yes, exactly. I mean, Nepal Army had a very tough time yesterday. They just scored 103, and it was easily chased by the CAR-11.
Yeah, thanks, Paresh. We'll just take a little look at the pitch now, which has played pretty consistently through the course of the game. Not a great deal of live grass on it, it's safe to say. Took a real dousing yesterday, but played okay across the semi-final. I think you're looking at anything around about 140 as a good score on this. Certainly didn't see it yesterday. The Nepal Army Club, in the only game that we did have, posted a fraction over 100. But what we do know is there's a little bit of bounce for the pacers and plenty of turn for both the left armers and the right arm orthodox, Paresh.
Yes, this is what we are talking about the consistency is the turn, the slowness of the pitch, and the bounce. That is the consistency we are talking about. And there's the temperature. It's 32 degrees already. Precipitation is 0%.
Bit warm, Paresh. 32. I think it's going to go up to 40 at some stage today.
Yeah, I think so. Wind just 11 kilometers per hour, and humidity 42%.
Yeah, that wind is working away from left to right. But another hot one. Precipitation we did see at 0%, which is excellent news. Of course, we did get a little bit of rain, not last night, but the night before. An absolute thunderstorm that meant that we had a delayed start yesterday. But that wind now is going across from left to right. And now the two sides. There's the Nepal Army 11, just going through their paces down there. They'll be pretty disappointed, actually, having won 3 games in the group stages. Just couldn't quite pull their A game together yesterday.
Yeah, I must say it was a pretty bad day for Nepal Army yesterday. The second semi-final against Cricket Association of Rupandehi.
And one thing I can tell you is that the captain, Binod Bandari, is not wicket-keeping. Here come the two umpires.
Mangilal Sarma and Halwai. Vinay Kumar Jha is the TV umpire. And Sarkar, Satyajit Sarkar, the match referee.
Yeah, Bidon Banjari just having a chat with his young charges there, who've equipped themselves pretty well in the huddle. And the UP11 having a little bat today. It's actually been their mode of operation through the course of this tournament. They'll be looking to put something on. There they come. Nepal Army 11, who were disciplined throughout. And opening the batting, Sunny Singh and Sandeep Mittal are the two men entrusted with opening the inning today. Well, it's been a lovely tournament so far. It really has been an absolute privilege to bring it to you on AP1 HD. And of course we're live across the globe on VU Sports and India, of course. They're the UP11. They've been a very good side through the course of this contest. Lots of strength and depth. Dapper News, our partner. AVR Pay are our payment partner as well.
Jitendra Mukhia is going to start the proceedings from the pavilion end. The body language of Nepal Army is not that good. I mean, they lost the semi-finals. They're playing for the third place playoffs.
Not easy to get out of bed for these things, is it? 10 o'clock start after the crushing disappointment of losing yesterday. But got to put on a show, haven't we, Paresh? We'll be putting on a show. Don't you worry about that in the commentary box. Let's see if the players will as well.
Sandeep Mittal is going to take the strike, whereas Sunny Singh is in the non-striker's end. And Mangilal Sharma in the bowling end, umpiring. And the leg umpire is Mr. Jaiswal.
Mittal, well, he hasn't had much of a tournament so far, just averaging two runs in it. So it's an opportunity to him to have a little bat today. Sunny Singh has got, well, he hasn't got a great deal of runs either. Just 20 runs in the tournament. Still averaging 20 though, strike rate of 74.
Yeah, they have a slip, backward point, cover point, extra cover, mid-off, mid-on, mid-wicket, finding and sort of regulation field to start with.
Yeah, Mukhia so far in the tournament has got 2 for 15, economy rate of 5. Just played the one game before this one. You can imagine him. You can imagine Binod Bandari ruffling the pack, or certainly spreading the workload around. Got a slip in play, which is always good to see.
Just play.
And the right armour seamer up here from the pavilion end will get us underway. A little shape outside the off stump to kick us off with, Paresh.
Yeah, because of his sidearm action, he's always gets that out movement away, and that is also why he's a perfect Yorker bowler.
Absolutely. And he's got the wind. Well, actually, his away swinger is going against the wind slightly, with the wind going across the ground from left to right. Shape again and run down to third man, and that'll be the first boundary. Played pretty well in the end.
I think the third man fielder is a bit wider for my liking. He should be a bit finer. Look at this. Deliberately played. It was not an edge.
Yeah, run pretty nicely, really. Just have to get it wide of that first slip. And the two security men in the background who've looked after us incredibly well through the course of this tour. swing and a miss. Ball just shaping outside the off stump.
And stayed a bit low. Hari Bahadur Chauhan keeping the wickets today, not Binod Bhandari. They've replaced a batsman with a bowler. I don't know the reason why.
Just spreading the workload around a little. Not timed into the offside. Yeah, it's an interesting decision. Binod Bhandari just giving himself a little breather from the glove work.
Yeah, this ball also stayed a bit low. It almost hit the toe of the bat. Hit straight to mid-off, no run. The ball traveled very quickly to the fielder. Sompal Kami.
Yeah, we had a chat with him last night. A little disappointed about the way they played yesterday. Felt they let themselves down in pretty much every discipline, really. Especially those 4 cataclysmic run-outs. Driven nicely up to the edge of the circle, and they'll get themselves a single.
At the end of the first over, the UP 11 are 5 for no loss.
Captain, 11:35. 11:35.
They're just seeing that bit of fielding at the end of the first over. You've got the feeling that this is going to be a fairly sedate affair in terms of intensity, Paresh. But we'll endeavour to liven up the drama.
Yeah, they're starting with spin in the second over. Kushal Mullah, a very bright youngster. And the left-hander yesterday, Basir Ahmed, played a very good innings for the CAR 11. And the 4th wicket partnership, the 70-run partnership, was very crucial for the victory.
Yes, Kushal Malah's had a pretty good tournament. 5 for 76. A best of 3 for 16. Nice economy rate as well, 5.24. It's where you want to be. Bikram Sob, sorry, without the shirt numbers it can be a little confusing. Bikram Sob, in fact, the medium pacer, up from the market end. Gentle half volley driven.
Shushan Bari got a hand to it. Very good stop there.
Well, Bikram Sob yesterday, 3 for 8 he took, and at that point the Nepal Army were back in the game, but it wasn't quite enough. He's taken 5 wickets for 35 across the 3 games thus far. Good economy rate as well. Very miserly, 3.44.
Yeah, after the partnership between Basir Ahmed and Rajali, when they were picking up singles and doubles.
Driven through the offside, but doesn't find the gap. Sunny Singh.
Yeah.
Very quiet, hasn't it, so far, Paresh?
Yeah, it's very quiet, but they are hitting the ball in the middle of the bat, but straight to the fielders. Bhim Sarkar, the fielder there. And after they put 20 or 30 runs partnership, I think the captain should have brought on Bikram Soap earlier rather than later.
Yes, didn't have enough room to play with, really. Bikram Sob bowled superbly. Punch into the offside, get through for a single, because that's just to the right hand side of the mid-off. Another fairly genteel over so far.
Let's look at the UP 11 dugout. They're pretty relaxed.
Played some good cricket largely. I think the injury to Prince Shahi cost them potentially winning that that final group game. Down the ground. Got a reasonable piece of that. It runs up towards the boundary and does go for 4. First boundary of the piece. Sandeep Mittal on that occasion.
Yeah, it came down the ground, hit it on the up. It's a very interesting look at that. Hit it on the up. Didn't hit it up, but hit it. The elevation was not quite high. It could have been easily taken if that would have happened. Nevertheless, a boundary.
Yeah, I tell you what, that is all power. Just to get it up and over the infield.
White ball.
Yeah, just dribbling down the leg side. First wide of the piece. Yes, just people, I think the players just going through the cricketing motions here. Would have spent a lot of energy yesterday.
Yeah, drifting down the leg side. Given as a wide correctly. And seeing the body language in Nepal Army, it's not good. I don't like their body language.
That's a good shot. That really is a good shot. Second boundary in the over for Sandeep Mittal. Down the ground. Getting a slightly fuller of length on that occasion. And dispatched fairly nicely.
Yeah, it was a half volley. And he didn't miss it. He hit straight behind the bowler for a boundary. Very well done.
Yeah, it's not the length at this stage of the game when you've got men straight in the circle. I think a long on is going back just to protect the man up at fine legs coming inside the circle. In fact, no, long off is the man. Long off and third man, so slightly covering for all eventualities here.
Oh, he had a bit of pace in that ball. It hit the batsman. It hurried into the batsman. And after 2, UP 11 are 16 for no loss.
Yeah, 16. 8 and over. Eight and over so far. 8 and over through the power play would be reasonable. That would get them up to 48. They'd be happy with that. I haven't really seen too many dramatic power. Well, we've seen plenty of dramatic power plays, but largely with wickets.
Mukhia is going to continue from the pavilion end. The third over of their innings and his second over.
Yeah, be looking to try and swing this back into the left-hander. Well, Mukhia up here from the pavilion end. Oh, just pushing that one across him on that occasion. A little bit of width.
Yeah, that was very well bowled by Mukhia with full pace. Not a variation. That was bowled with the pace. Beating the batsman. That was a nothing shot.
Yeah, just threw his hands at it. Feet nowhere. That's why Binod Bandari has got to slip in place. It doesn't really go anywhere. I think he made a quick single. And it's the captain himself who's actually positioned at first slip. Gets a good aspect of the game unfolding in front of him.
Sunny Singh playing cat and mouse game with the fielder there. Yeah, that was a very good ball, a Yorker. And well played. Dug that out.
Well, that's played nicely. Doesn't beat the man at backward point. But just opening up the offside. No great pace in the pitch. We haven't really seen any great pace in the pitch through the course of the game. Some of the quicker men have got down there at a bit of a lick. We've seen the odd little bits of bounce, haven't we, from short of a length, back of a length, especially for the taller men.
Yeah, we have. I mean, Pawan Sharaf, the spinner, got Good bounce as well, the spinner.
That's a lovely shot. Gets a very wide delivery, does Sunny Singh. Leans back and cuts away in front of square on this occasion for 4.
That was an off-cutter, a slower ball. And the beauty of the shot was that he waited for the ball. Look at that. And then played the shot. Beautifully done.
Yeah, a little bit shorter and a little bit wider. That was the key to that boundary conceded.
I don't understand with the bowlers. Mukhya bowled 3 dot balls. And why did he have to change the pace? He could have just done the same thing. It's all dot balls in T20s.
Slower ball and flashed away down to third man. I'll get through for a single.
Rohit Paudel, we don't often see him in third man.
Yeah, he's one of the quickest athletes in this side, as we saw yesterday. Terrific between the wickets. An absolute whippet.
Sandeep Mittal to face the last ball of Mukhya's second over. And the innings' third over. Yeah, they have moved the slip to mid-wicket. And they have a deep square leg.
Well, hauled away on the onside. He might go here. He does. Picked out the man at square leg. Oh, no. Oh, dear. He's tossed it over the boundary. Oh, what a awful bit of fielding out there. Should have been out. Ended up as a boundary.
It was his hit very well. Even Johnny got confused. The fielder was just acting there.
That is the worst bit of commentary you are ever going to hear on a broadcast. I was completely done. I thought he'd taken it. Oh, dear. Thank you, Paresh, for rescuing my career. The carcass of my career. Look at this. He goes miles. Oh, dear. Sails over the wall. Terrific shot. Just rewind that last 20 seconds. I don't think anybody noticed, did they? End of the over, by the way. 27 without loss after 3.
Bikram Soab coming back for the second over.
Nudged down to third man nicely. I was completely done by him pretending to catch the ball. I mean, why would you do that to me, Paresh? It's hard enough commentating it as is. Why would he do that? I just thought he'd taken a lovely catch. I didn't realise it beat him by about 8 metres. Maybe 20 metres.
Actually, he was acting just...
I hope the boss isn't watching. I think he might be having a lie-in with any luck. I haven't seen him at the ground yet. Well, there's Prince Shahi at the back, just nursing that injury that you can see. It's been taped up. Hasn't been at quite full capacity since he picked that up a couple of games ago. Real talent, though. 8 wickets in the campaign. 2 Man of the Match awards as well. Oh, sharp for Elbadooby outside the line, that one. Oh, there'll be buzzers here. Oh, it's a sloppy bit of work. A shy at the bowler's end, and it's run away for 4. Really handy, that, for the UP11.
I think that ball hit the umpire. It'll be very interesting to see the replay. It was high and hitting him outside the off stump. Did it hit the umpire, or was it a very wild throw?
I think it's a wild throw. Of course, it doesn't matter. The umpires, the players, as we all know, they're live. You know, you can catch the ball off an umpire. Ball ricochets off an umpire, you catch it, that's out. They are live elements of the field. But, yeah, it was just a rotten throw, and it's a bit sloppy, this, isn't it? 6 off the over already, 2 balls into it. It's good power play, this, for UP11. 33 without loss so far. A little feeling at that one outside the off stump.
Yeah, pretty well bowled, angling the ball away from the left-hander. Now these two batsmen, they haven't taken any risk. They are 33 already in the 4th over without losing a wicket. They don't have to fish around off stump.
Yeah, they've got a very good start, which is half the battle here in Borough. Been challenging conditions, which has been great actually. You've seen the good players have stood up. Look at Pardle.
White ball.
Now that's very wide. That's almost on the other cut strip that will be used tomorrow for the final, Paresh.
Yeah, that was very, very wide.
I mean, there's hiding the ball, Paresh, and there's hiding the ball. You're not going to get away with that, it's safe to say.
Yeah, he was trying for an in-swinger that will be an outswinger for the left-hander. You can see the wrist position. It was facing third man for the left-hander.
We're looking to cut again. Kind of where you need to be, actually, isn't it, Paresh? Because there's a little bit of bounce outside the off stump. And that's much tighter to him, so it's a much better delivery there by Bikram Sob.
Yeah, angling the ball to the left-hander. Very well done. And there's the coach. He must be happy. Akash Gupta played for Nepal, played for under-19 team, played under-19 World Cup as well. Traveled with me 2 times. White ball.
Slower ball outside the off stump. It's wide again. It's just a fraction outside. It's almost good delivery, isn't it? But it's just a fraction wide again.
Yeah, that was an off-cutter that he tried, but it was way wide. Trying a slower bouncer.
It was almost the perfect delivery. Wasn't quite to be. Oh, pulled away through. Well, trying to look through mid-wicket, ended up at mid-on.
Rohit Powell, the fielder there. The ball never passes him.
Yeah, he's the quickest on the side. He's most athletic and the best fielder as well, Rohit Powell. Chatting to him last night, but disappointed to get to this stage of the tournament, not be in the final. Cut away, only as far as backward point. That'll be the end of the over. And we are 4 gone. And it is 35 without loss.
Captain.
Leading wicket takers there.
Yes, we could see that graphic again. Leading wicket takers. Thank you to the graphics team for putting that together.
Sompal Kami, the strike bowler of the national side, replaces Mukhia from the pavilion end.
Yeah, one of the quickest in the tournament. Sompal Kami. He's bowled extremely well. 6 wickets for 45. Average of 7.50, you'd take that, wouldn't you? Economy rate of 5 through the tournament. And a best of 4 for 18. Good set of figures, those. For the Nepal international.
White ball.
Oh dear. Built him up and he slipped one down the leg side and it's rattled away for 4 wides. Oh dear. Commentator's curse, Paresh. Commentator's curse.
Yes, exactly. And look at that. He tried to ball the in-swinger way down the leg side and the keeper couldn't even get there.
Oh dear. Yeah, he was very disappointed last night with the way in which they went out yesterday. Oh, whipped away on the onside. And that's played very nicely. Just in front of square. Another boundary to Sandeep Mittal.
Beautiful done. He picks that off middle leg to the square leg boundary for 4 runs. Rather ordinary bowling from Sompal Kami. Like I said, the body language of the Nepal Army team is not good. I don't like it.
Yes, just going through the motion slightly.
White ball.
Looking to get down the track, and that might be more valuable. This is a... Just get back for a couple of byes. On the move for Sandeep Mittal. It's been a handy over so far for UP11.
Rohit Podel was the fielder there at short fine. And why did Binod Bhandari, the regular keeper, has chosen to field and give the gloves to Hari Bahadur Chauhan?
Oh, shout for LBW. That might be close because he's wandered across his stumps. I think height might be the problem.
And I think there was a bat involved. I could hear 2 sounds, but I don't know.
Yeah, be interesting to see that one again. Sompal Kami is laughing to himself, which might suggest... Oh, I think height. I think it's rattled him. What would say in England? It's rattled him amidships, but he didn't go down, to be fair.
Yeah, height must have been the factor. That is why the umpire didn't give it out.
Just pushing out on the offside. Push and run. Just rotating the strike again.
Yeah, playing with soft hands and taking a single. That's the way you should go about it. When the pitch is slow, turning.
Yeah, I'll bring the left-handed Sunny Singh on strike. Down there in the distance.
13 runs already given in this over in 3 balls.
Picked up very nicely through mid-wicket. There is a man out there, so they'll come back for a brace.
Kushal Malla, the fielder there.
Big swing outside the off stump. Go down to third man. Not a great deal of room to play with, but does pretty well. Rohit Padal down there doing a terrific job.
Yeah, that was slightly edge slashed on the offside. Took not the edge, but good part of the edge. That is why it didn't go straight to the fielder.
Punch up the ground, taking the fielder on. He's on the edge of the circle. Good running. Very good over as well.
17 coming off that over. And the end of 5. The UP11, they are 53 for no loss. Going in 10.60 runs for over.
Yeah, handsome power play. Handsome power play. Here are the leading wicket takers. Varandeep Singh, of course, he got 5 and an over. Has got the 9. He's at the top of that board. It'd be good to get another look at that leading wicket takers table if we can. Yeah, Varandeep Singh, that 5 and over. Quite extraordinary scenes. Of course, well, 5 wickets in the over, 6 in all. It's done the rounds. Over 1 million people have seen the clips. As the story made Cricinfo. But yeah, we'll come back to that table in a minute. Yeah, so we'll continue.
Dead ball. Dead ball.
Yeah, this could be the highest power play of the tournament, which I think is 59. If they get 6 or more here, terrific start. hauled away on the onside. Oh, that's a terrific bit of work. Oh, hitting the stumps as well. Paddle again.
Yeah, who else can do that? Running down the stumps on the move. That's brilliant fielding.
Proper athlete. And we have gone upstairs here for a decision. I don't think it's out. The body language of all the players would suggest that. But here we go. Home, backgrounded.
Again, we can see that they are plunking the bat in, not dragging the bat. That's basics. It's hit the rules.
Record power play is 59 in the tournament.
White ball.
Now, what will that be? That will be a wide. Slower ball, loopy thing outside the off stump, Paresh. I don't really know what to call that one, really.
You try to bowl another slower bounce, and there the mud coming off.
Yeah, it went through the top. Oh, that's one for the over as well, just in case we're in any doubt. I think you allowed a couple, aren't you? At least one, anyway. Late cut. Late cut and beats the man down at third man. Well, what an over this is proving to be. Another boundary.
A very poor effort by Jitendra Mukhya there. Late cut. And look at the effort. Didn't dive, didn't do anything.
Yeah, lack of commitment down there. Well, that score is 62 without loss in this power play. There's still a bit of the over to go, halfway through this over. So I think we're certainly looking at the biggest power play of the piece. The biggest power play of the tournament so far of the UP11.
And look at the wicket column. It's 0.
They were horribly unlucky, really, to go out in the 5-over thrash to Malaysia yesterday. I mean, it's a complete lottery, isn't it, the old 5-over matches? Back in the UK, in the Vitality Blast, which is the 20-over competition, I do a lot of the ground games at the Oval, and oh my word, it's always a nightmare, because usually there are conditions at play, so it's raining and you're trying to get a game in horrible conditions. At least it was dry yesterday, though. Easy single, just worked away behind square for Sandeep Mittal.
11 runs already off this over so far. A ball to go. Last ball of the power play.
Well, what UP11 are demonstrating here, Paresh, is they're a classy outfit who would have been a strong finalist, you feel. That game just let them down yesterday.
Yeah, even if it was a 5-over match, they could have still got that 45 runs in 5 overs. But the first over they took 1 run in the first over while chasing 45.
That's what absolutely killed them in the end. So last ball, well, we don't know if it's last ball of the power play. We might have another sundry, another one to be bowled again, but let's see. Ooh, long swinging half volley outside the off stump. And that will conclude the power play. The UP11 are 64 without loss after 7. And we'll have a change in the commentary box as Andrew Leonard will come and join us. Fairly impressive with the bat. Nice collection of boundaries, nice collection of timing as well. Been impressive all round. Yeah, the umpire just indicating the end of the power play. Shahab Alam bowling his little left armers. Yeah, run away nicely for a single. Gets the sweep out behind square on the leg side. Another single. Yes, delighted to have alongside me once again Andrew Leonard.
Morning, Johnny. Nice to be back with you. And yeah, the game nobody really wants to be in, isn't it? This one, the third v fourth playoff. Both sides very disappointed not to make the grand final. Understandably so, particularly the unbeaten Nepal Army side, who were so excellent in the group stages. But they put in their worst performance of the week by a distance just when it mattered the most in the semi-finals. And they seem to be backing that up today with an even worse performance as the UP11 are dominating this game.
Yeah, the UP11, I said, unlucky to miss out in what can only be described as a bit of a lottery yesterday. They would have made very capable finalists. A big shot on the onside, and that's a boundary. Just the one bounce. Nicely picked up by the left-handed Sunny Singh.
Yeah, these two are making it look very easy. Sunny Singh and Sandeep Midlal have put on a partnership ever growing in quality and skill. They move into the 70s. This is well on track to not just be the highest score for the UP11 in the tournament, but the highest score overall, 139. Haven't seen anything more than that. It's just all gone horribly wrong.
Big shout for LBW, and he's given. He's given. Adjudged in front. I have to say, it's got an awful lot to do on the angle. But Sunny Singh will have to go.
Well, the great thing about Mangilal Sharma as an umpire, he doesn't take long most of the time. Pitches in line, hits him probably about off stump, and well, it's interesting that the batter's indicating it's going to miss leg, which it's not. If anything, it might miss off stump. So he might be disappointed to be dismissed, but he's been given. And Shahab Alam strikes. He's had a really good week with the ball, actually. One of the best left-arm spinners in the tournament. Be interesting to see if he finds his way back in. I think that's a pretty fair decision. Going to go on and hit off stump. And triggered. The finger goes up and the first wicket falls. We've seen some poor reactions from batters. That's right up there with them. Singh gone for 26. It's 71 for 1.
Yeah, you don't like to see dissent at any stand of the game, in any tournament, really. but you're always going to bring the umpire into play if you're looking to play a cross-batted shot across the line. They never like that, really. Extended run of the Sting there, which is a song we've got rather used to over the course of the last few days.
Yeah, it's been the one and only. Who sung that song? I'm the
Chesney
one
Hawkes.
and only.
Chesney Hawkes.
I said I wouldn't sing a second time this tournament, but Chesney Hawkes, was it 1980s classic? Yeah, we've just had the one and only tune, haven't we?
I think it was 1990. It was my first year of university.
Was music better then, Johnny? You're obviously in the music industry.
I do have a penchant for the 80s, I'm afraid. I have to say. An era I absolutely loved. Used to record the charts on cassette tapes every single Sunday evening, which nobody, I'm sure, out here in Nepal or India will relate to.
Is this why we get on so well? You were a complete and utter music nerd, whilst I was a complete cricket nerd. Is that fair?
Well, yes, I think a sort of merge of the two.
Dead ball. Dead ball.
Just wonder, did he forget to tell the umpire his action? That's one of the lesser known laws of the game. If you don't tell the umpire what you're going to be bowling, which in this case will be left arm around the wicket, then the umpire is more than entitled to give a no ball. Don't see it happen too often. But he just pulled out, didn't he, Sushan into the attack. Left arm spin from both ends.
Chopped away and chopped up the ground. Yes, funny enough, it's happened to me. In a club game in the Surrey Downs League, one of the big ones, Andrew. First ball of the match. Out went the arm. And I said, what on earth was that for? So you haven't told me your action. I just couldn't believe it. He waited and waited and waited. Unbelievable. I thought this is going to be a long, long day. And it was. It really was.
Not a great way to start your spell. I hope you didn't take a wicket from that first snowball, did you?
Didn't get any LBWs that day, it's safe to say. Runs again. Down through fine leg, looking to play the big shot. Down the leg side. Doesn't get a great deal of it. Just off the pad.
Seamers proved horribly expensive. The combination of the 6 overs of Mukia, Saab and Kami, all international cricketers, of course, went for 59 runs off the bat, which is a bit of a disaster given the scoring rates we've seen in this competition. And also maybe just difficult for the international players to raise themselves for this 3rd v 4th match.
Yeah, it's not easy, is it? They expended a lot of energy yesterday. And it does look like a... I mean, the fact that you've got no numbers on shirts, it really does look like sort of middle practice, doesn't it, at the moment?
An element to that. A little bit of after the Lord Mayor show coming into effect.
White ball.
Of course, the other advantage is we see a quick couple of wides run. The other advantage the UP 11 will have is they played the morning game yesterday. It was only a 5-over-a-side match, so they'll have not really expended much energy at all. Whereas in the heat of battle, that game went almost a full 40 overs. The afternoon, it was very hot yesterday. And then the Army side have been asked to turn up.
Well, that swung away. Another one down the leg side, and there's 4 runs again. One bounce, rattles into that fence down there. Well picked up by Sandeep Mittal.
Remarkable to think this is the side that we thought were going to be next to unbeatable in the tournament with the brilliant bowling attack that they have. Rohit Powell, superstar show that he's put on all week. By far the leading run scorer in the tournament. Just looked like they were unbeatable, and in the course of about 18 hours or so, it's all gone horribly wrong.
Oh, sharp for LBW. I think that's drifting down, though. Oh, they'll get a cheeky single. All the attention was on the appeal. Allowed them to get through for a leg bite.
And the reason they did that is Shahab Alam has pulled off a pretty poor piece of fielding. I think he might have been just presuming he'd pick it up, and look at that, very tardy. And another run conceded. 8 gone. It's over 10 and over, Johnny. What are we witnessing? 81 for 1.
Well, what we're witnessing is the well, the biggest score so far. Here, the leading wicket takers, Virendeep Singh, 9 wickets so far. Saraf's got 9 as well. Prince Shahi, 8. Unlucky to have 8, really. Nazir Ahmed, he's got 8 as well. And Syed Aziz. So 2 from Malaysia in that top 5. Syed Aziz with 7. 2 fifers as well. Best of 5 for the team. And the highest run scorer, well, Rohit Padal, top of the tree, 187. Highest of 80.
Well, so I don't want to give anything away. It really is a 3-man race for the player of the tournament as well, isn't it? It's squarely between Virendeep Singh, Rohit Padal and Bazir Ahmed, who's making the late push for it, the late run for it. If he has another good performance tomorrow in the final, could well go on to take that player of the tournament. You'd have to think that Virendeep Singh will fancy his chances. Almost a straight shootout between the two of them, and with Rohit Padal having what's going to be probably the highest score of the tournament to chase down, maybe he's thinking about a big score in his final batting appearance. He's still hungry for runs, whatever the case.
Yep. They're going to have to bat well, you feel. If this first 8.2 overs suggests they're on for a really decent score. Sharp for LBW. Bit of nibble, I think.
Height was my initial instinct as being an issue here. Shahab Alam just asks Mangilal Sharma why. Let's take a look. Pitched in line, definitely. Hit him in line, but yeah, probably going over the top. Good decision.
Sweep. There's a man down there, out about 20 yards in from the rope.
I know the batting conditions have been tough all tournament, but definitely the bowler's a bit off the mark this morning. There's a bit of a frustration for me watching today. The batters look to be playing with freedom. Just don't know where this was all throughout the tournament so far. 139, the highest score.
Another sharp for OBW. Has he got outside the line? I think he has. Yeah, I just wonder if that thunderstorm has had a bearing. I just wonder if that absolute flooding this surface has got is exactly what it might have needed. I think the pitch has played a little better today. Haven't seen any sort of uneven bounce. Haven't seen a great deal of turn. To be fair, I don't think the Nepal Army Club have equipped themselves with any great credit this morning. Looking at that batting card.
Well, the worst thing is
27 is good.
Sorry, Johnny. The worst thing is by far. Look at the extras count. 21.
It's horrific. It really is. We've had a couple of those. THCA Dhaka often been the main culprits through the course of this tournament. The economy, yeah. Sombul Kavi going for 18 off his 1 over. I mean, very unlike him and everybody else, apart from Shahab Alam. It's got an economy rate over 8. Shot away on the onside. That will go for 4. Well picked up.
Yeah, Sushan Bari's ending this tournament a little tamely. He wasn't brilliant in the semi-final yesterday when he needed to be. You have to remember, these left-arm spinners, they're continuing to shoot out for the places on that upcoming tour of the United States. 2 for 7 and 2 for 26 against the Dhaka side, and the initial meeting between between these two teams, but then none for 21 yesterday. That's a great catch.
That's great work. Fantastic. I think he's got a little edge through, and alongside that as well, the stumping. Fantastic bit of work from behind the stumps. And while the second wicket falls.
This is the double play, isn't it? It's an inside edge, a great one-handed catch. He could barely believe he held on to it. Could the stand-in keeper, Hari Bahadur Chauhan, And then just in case the stumping or the caught behind wasn't going to be given out, here you go, little inside edge, great catch. He can't believe it. He said, oh, I'll take the bails off as well, just in case. But just to clarify, it's definitely caught behind because the finger went up from the umpire at the market end of the ground. And we'll have a drinks break. We'll take a break here in the commentary box. Score, 87 for 2.
Well, look at that card. 87 for 2. And Sandeep Mittal, 35 off 27. Sunny Singh as well went pretty well this morning. And looking at, well, this is, if you're a fan of the Nepal Army, look away now, because these are a horror show of stats and numbers. About as bad as you could possibly wish to see, really, in this tournament. Just Shahab Alam with his 1 for 9. Driven in the air, just short. Have to be, really. Rohit Pandal in the short mid-wicket position.
I think it just drops just in front of him. Just short back lie with you there now. Attempted cut shot and playing a miss. Might get one more look at this, will we?
Punch in the offside, and again one bounce to the fielder. Big sweep, gets outside the line. Ricochets off the pad. Yeah, just in front. It's a good effort. Never easy that when you're diving forward. End of the over, 87 for 2 after 10. Shahab Alam continuing. 87 for 2 after 10. Been the perfect start.
Yeah, these two left-arm spinners just wheel away in tandem together. No signs of Kushal Malla yet, surprisingly, as well. Want to get him into the game sooner rather than later.
Sweep round the corner. Sweeping from outside the off stump. They'll get through for a single.
Just meandering along the army, aren't they? Not really able to get any foothold in this game despite those few wickets.
Decent delivery that on that occasion. Just beating Vivek Singh outside the off stump.
Just a fraction of turn, isn't there? It's not the sharp sort of turn that we've seen at times. Attempted sweep shot, no contact. Midal continues.
Yeah, a little bit more agricultural on that occasion. Looking to try and bully it down the ground.
End of the 11th over. Sleepy start to the Friday morning. It's 89. In fact, it's 90 for 2.
The entire 11 hour is completed, so not coming for the money.
There's better length there by Sushanbari outside the off stump, looking for something fairly expansive. Sandeep Mittal. Oh, lovely use of feet. Up and over. Well, that will be 6, and it's carried miles. Up and over the side screen.
Big hit, this one. Right down the track, and the UP11, they love it. Even Prince Shahi with the bandage on is getting right behind his batting pair. He's never a fielder straight down the ground, and when you hit it as hard as Sandeep Middle has hit that one, it wouldn't have mattered anyway because it soared. Let's take a look at this. Maybe one of the biggest hits of the tournament. Where is that ball? Look at it flying away well over the side screen, over our cameramen. New balls, please. The call. An almighty strike by Sandeep Middle, who moves into the 40s.
Yeah, first new ball of the day. Saw another 3 box loads arrive this morning. Shudder to think how many have disappeared into the undergrowth. If I tell you what, if I was one of the young lads around here, I'd be looking in that undergrowth for those cricket balls. They're quite valuable things, aren't they? Match day more balls.
Yeah, absolutely. Big part of budgets of tournaments these days, particularly at the international level. There's regulations as to what balls you can use. The Kookaburra turfs, which are, I think, in the region of $80 or $90 just for one ball.
Well, the Duke used in England is well over, well, around about 120, 130 test match ball. A lot of money. Oh, better length. Much better length. turn. Inside edge onto pad.
Yeah, the length from the last two deliveries very nice and slower through the air. That time just teasing middle. Will he take the bait? Is he going to use his feet again?
All go. Hasn't timed it on that occasion. And this promising innings by Sandeep Mittal comes to an end.
I think he might have been better using his feet because he got stuck in the crease those last two deliveries. Look at this. Feet go absolutely nowhere and it's just speared in a bit quicker. Good variations of pace. Looking to work it into the leg side, the leading edge, and that is the easiest catch you'll ever see taken at almost any level. You drop that one, I think you'll be looking for a hole in the ground to go and hide in. Good innings though, batted really well Mittal. He's gone for 43. Scores on the board, it's 96 for 3.
Yeah, played very well indeed. Just looking at this, yeah, looking to turn against the spin. That's his problem. Leading edge.
Okay, guys.
So the next man in is Raj Kumar Yadav. Best of 29 in the tournament, averaging 28. Strike rate of 124.
Top ball to close out the 12th. 96 for 3, UP 11 right in control of this, chasing down a record total. Game number 15 of 17 at the Fancy Akara Pro Club Championships 2022.
Total score is 96 for loss of 3 wickets. After completion of 12 over, total score is 96 for loss of 3 wickets.
Left arm round है.
Kushal Malla back into the attack.
Yeah, Mala's first bowl today. He's been quietly impressive, I think, with the ball. He's obviously struggled with the bat, hasn't he? And no hiding that right now. 6-9 months without really scoring any runs. I don't think the pandemic could have come at a worse time for him. He was riding high just before the pandemic. Set that international record, Johnny, of becoming the youngest ever to score a one-day international 50, breaking his teammate Rohit Powdell's record. That was coming in the Tri-Series against the United States and Oman in February 2020, just before the world changed. It's been tricky for Kushal Malla. He just hasn't been able to get any runs. The power hitting that he brought last year to the Tri-Series, since then, it's just been a downward slope. Let's hope he can get back into some form with the bat.
Yeah, just one run in the tournament so far. A disappointing return for a man of his class. That's a big one. That will go for 6. Yes, it does. Rattles into the sight screen just in front of us. Cracking shot by Raj Yadav.
Yeah, again, great use of the feet. Probably not quite to the pitch of the ball was my first impression. But he did just enough to get it through with a full flourish of the bat and smashes into the LED TV screen.
He's gone for another one. Just one bounce down to mid-wicket. Got a good piece of it though. End of the over after 13. The UP11 are 103 for 3. We'll have a change in the commentary box as Paresh Lahani will come and join us.
Coming a leg.
Thanks for the moment, Johnny, and welcome, Tony. Tony, how are you this morning?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. Nepal coming into the attack.
Yeah, change of bowling. He was very costly indeed in his first over. Not too sure what he had for breakfast this morning, but didn't go particularly well. This third place match, there is something on it. We've got the prize money to consider, and the winner of this tournament, who's going to receive 250,000 Nepali rupees, or that's 2,50,000. I'm still working out the lakhs and the crores. I don't understand them at all. Runner-up gets 100,000 Nepali rupee. Third place, 50,000. Fourth place, 25,000. So there's a 25,000 rupee swing, and for both of these club teams, that'll mean quite a lot.
Yes, and this 2,50,000 is the highest till now in the club matches, club tournaments in Nepal.
If only you were born a couple of decades later, Paresh, you could have been playing for the big bucks.
Yes, I think so. Oh, very well picked up, but there's a fielder there. He takes it very comfortably.
Yeah, very rare that Sampal Kami will have 2 bad overs in a row, and he strikes back. It's the off-cutter. Not sure it was picked by the left-hander, and he's simply holed out in the deep, hasn't he? Giving it away. A simple catch. Held out there. Deep mid-wicket. And Kami strikes back thanks to the catch from Santosh Karki. Vivek Singh, he's gone for 2. He could never get going. Really struggled. 2 from 10 deliveries. The score 105 for 4.
Guys, you get better like you.
Vipin Chandra, the new batsman, in, but he's going to stay at the non-strikers end because they crossed while the catch was taken. And that's going to change the rule in September, right, Andrew?
The law, Tony, not the rule. There's no rules in our game. There's laws. We abide the laws of the game of cricket.
I'm sorry for that. Lenny.
How much are you going to miss me giving you stick and winding you up? We've only got one more day together, Paresh.
No, I'm not going to miss you.
Tony, you're not going to miss me at all.
Because you'll be here again.
Hey, there it is. We will be back. I'm sorry, I will be back. There's no doubt about that. Hit into the offside. It'll just be a single. It does have the feel of a bit of a tricky game to get up for, to get interested in.
Yeah, I think it's a very good total. In the 14th over, it's 106 for 4 for the UP11.
It's the off-cutter again from Kami, and the fielder does well, Shahab Alam. Just make sure it doesn't run away for a boundary. Surely, we've talked mythically almost about this magical 140 mark. We're going to throw that one out the window. Let's talk about 160. Over, under. Which way is it going?
Let's not be very optimistic, Lenny. But I think 140 is in the cards now.
Alamo, last over.
Sorry, Paresh, did you just say 140 is on the cards?
Yes, I did.
Right, that'd be 33 off the last 6 overs. Surely 160's on the cards here, Paresh.
Yeah, I want as much as runs on the board.
Last over, this bowler.
Sompal Kami, very expensive, 2 overs for 21, has taken a wicket. Kushal 1 over 8 runs. Bikram Soap 3 overs 25. Another expensive. Chitendra Mukhya is also expensive, 2 over 16 runs given. Shushan Bari, bowled 2 overs.
You were trying to rattle through all of them. That was very optimistic, I'll tell you, given the bowler was already running up. We're into the penultimate day, and let's look ahead to tomorrow, because we have got the most brilliant grand final in store, don't we? The Cricket Association of Rupendahe 11. They might have come into this tournament as underdogs, but I think they've played some of the best cricket. They've utilised their home conditions very well. And remember, they beat the Malaysia 11 in the group stages. Malaysia are going to be out for revenge, and they'll want to get their hands on this title. But will it be a perfect tournament for Rupendahe? It's going to be a massive crowd, I gather. The home fans are going to get right into the game, as we saw yesterday in the semi-final. Which way is that game going to go, Paresh?
So we'll have to wait till tomorrow.
Nicely bowled, right on the money this time. We haven't seen many batters go back to great success. Generally, we've seen the batters who've used their feet come down the track be well rewarded, particularly when they're hitting straight down the ground. If you get to the pitch of the ball, you're getting into a great position. Batters who go back, they've tended to struggle.
Yes, I mean, you have to come down the track for the spinners in a turning track. Come down the track. If there's in the slot, just go for it. If it's not, just place the ball and just take a single.
There's talk of the temperatures getting up to over 40 degrees at some points today. Very warm indeed, Paresh.
Yeah, it's very warm outside. We're in a comfort zone, though.
Oh, that is a beauty. We've seen some really good deliveries this tournament, and I don't think you're going to see many better than that. The left-arm spinner's dream, Shahab Alam, I think he's been excellent this tournament. He's making a big case to get himself back into the international side. Look at this for a delivery. Angling in, turning sharply away, and the top of the off stump is rocked back. That is a thing of beauty.
Yes, it sure is. The ball pitched on leg stump and hits the off stump. Look at the turn that's getting. Beautifully done.
And christening that one the ball of the tournament. A stunner. The off stump rocked back. Look at it there. The keeper was ready and waiting to whip the bails off if he needed to. And Shahab Alam has his second wicket as Raj Yadav is dismissed for 9. The score 109 for 5.
Vipin Chandra comes here.
Oh, Sampal Kami's cleaned him up with a Yorker. And all of that talk of 160 might be going out the window. Here's the imminent collapse. It's 2-2. It's 109 for 6.
Yeah, look at the Yorker. Perfect Yorker by Sompal Kami. And I don't know what the batsman was trying to do. He was playing way across the line. He should have just played it straight with the full face of the bat.
Games continue to be unpredictable. The perfect Yorker, though, look at it right in the block hole. Kami, after being spanked all around the Barawa Cricket Stadium in his first over, has come back brilliantly. He's got 2 wickets. The score, 109 for 6, we believe. So it's a team hat-trick, not an individual hat-trick that they're on, with 2 wickets and 2 balls, 1 to Alam, 1 to Kami. He's not on a hat-trick, but a team hat-trick. And Divya Prakash comes to the crease. This innings, all of a sudden, that was looking so promising, I was going to start speculating about 180, but I thought I'd just say 160 just to keep things simple. They're going to do well maybe to get to 140 now.
Yes, Lenny, I told you. Cricket is a very funny game. And with this kind of a wicket, you can never predict the score.
Quick single. Oh, if that was picked up cleanly, it could have been 3 and 3. What's going on out there?
Yes, that was pretty well bowled as well by Kami.
I think if this is picked up cleanly by the cover fielder, who's come across to his left, he would have only probably had 1.5 stumps to aim at, but it could well have been 3 wickets and 3 balls, as the wheels are well and truly coming off this batting effort. 2 new batters to the crease, Chandra and Singh. And Kami just looks to have a little bit of extra energy and vigour after that first over. Things just went horribly wrong in the power play with the ball for the Army.
Yeah, it sure did. They were haywire and their body language was not right. Bhim Sark, the fielder, the last ball. Guided to deep point. By Divya Prakash.
Paresh, let's have a bit of a chat about the national team and where things are going for them over the coming weeks. Obviously there's been speculation about games maybe in Kathmandu, talks of some kind of a Zimbabwean side coming. Also some talk about maybe before the Tour of America, which is in the books, they'll be heading over there to the United States in early June. There's talks maybe that they might play a few games up in Canada as well. But let's talk about the squad and who's maybe made a case both through the Papua New Guinea Malaysia Tri-Series and also this fancy Attica Pro Club Championships to get themselves in the mix for selection. If we look at the previous squad for the last Cricket World Cup League 2 series, they took an extended 16-man squad, both to Sri Lanka for those series of warm-up games and then on to the UAE to play those games against Papua New Guinea and the UAE. Now, Sandeep Lamachani will obviously captain. Dipendra Singh Airi is a complete certainty. No doubt Kushal Bertel will be in the squad again. Sampal Kami, yes. Just get this right. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Karen Casey is 5. Ryan Endramali, you'd have to think, will be in the mix. That's 6. Rohit Powdell, Castar, and 7. Pound Saraf certainly has done enough both on merit and on this in this competition. That could be 8. Arif Sheikh, Asif Sheikh, certainly that's going to be 10. But then from there really is places to be played for. The likes of Bhim Sharkey, Sagar Dakal, Bibek Yadav. I wouldn't think they're guaranteed their spot. Binod Bandari as well. And then there's one player who certainly won't be going, which is Kamal Singh Airi. So, who do you feel that's been in and around both this tournament and generally in the Tri-Series? You'd have to think Dev Canal might make his way into that team after that impressive 70 odd he made in his second ODI appearance. So maybe if Dev Canal comes in, who else could be forcing their way into that squad? Is somebody like maybe Shahab Alam, who we've seen bowl so nicely, going to get back into the mix?
Yeah, most likely, but I don't think about Arif Sheikh because he hasn't performed in the T20 series.
But I'm talking about the ODI tour of the USA. So let's focus on the ODI format. I know what you're saying from the T20 end, but he's been in pretty good touch. I think he did quite well in the UAE, didn't he? Picked up runs and certainly helped for one of those 2 wins over Papua New Guinea.
Yeah, and Arif Sheikh hasn't done much in the ODIs, I must say.
So you're going against 2 of my certainty picks. You're going against the 2. I thought they were already in.
Yeah, pretty well bowled there and well played it late. Got the inside half of the bat to square leg. Raj Yadav, Shubham Chaudhary, very well bowled, Shushan Bari.
Yeah, it was 59 not out that Arif Sheikh made in one of the 2 wins that Nepal picked up in that Cricket World Cup League 2 series. No real runs in the T20s for him, but good contributions too against Papua New Guinea in the ODI series, where he made 34, and I think they'd be in the mix. What about the bowlers? Is someone like Shahab Alam making a big case, particularly with his form in this tournament?
If the Cricket Association of Nepal is watching this tournament, they might pick some of the players from here, like the likes of Basir Ahmed. He looks to be in very good touch, and he looks to be a very good youngster, batting and bowling.
Yeah, well, I know for a fact that the head coach, Papuda Dasanayak, he's been in touch with me quite a lot, and he's certainly watching every game. He's been able to tune in thanks to the brilliant AP1 HD live production on VU Sports all the way around the world as well. And I do think he's always got his eyes keenly peeled. And I think you could be right. Maybe young Bazir Ahmed is the one from this tournament who's stuck his hand up and said, might not have been in the mix yet, but now's my time. Jitendra Mukia and Bikram Saab, maybe they're playing out. Also, another name. This one's hit into the sky on the leg side. It's going to go just wide of the long on fielder, and they'll get back for a couple. Nandan Yadav is someone who maybe might be in the mix to replace Kamal Singh Airi. Obviously, he's going to miss out through injury. Mukia hasn't played much in this competition. Saab's been pretty good, though, so maybe it's a straight shootout between Bikram Saab and Nandan Yadav for that sort of 3rd or 4th seamer slot.
Yeah, exactly. Bikram Saab has been very consistent in his bowling in this tournament.
Chipped up, and that's going to be another wicket. Sampal Kam, he's been excellent. He'll certainly be there. There's another double play. Rohit Bowdle takes the catch, throws down the stumps. More innovation here at the Fancy Alaka Pro Club Championships. Not just 1 wicket on that one, but 2.
Double play, right? UP11 getting a very good start. Good power play without losing a wicket. Now they are 119 for 6.
Yeah, look at this. Got into no position to hit the ball. Takes the simple catch, and Powell says, for good measure, I'm going to throw down the stumps and make it into a double play. Either way, he was long gone, and Chowdhury's being caught for 3. Very sorry, correction, not Chowdhury. I'll try and find out who's being dismissed. Divya Prakash has been caught, and the score is 119 for 7.
Yeah, look, that's nothing short. The Sombal Kami followed him.
Yeah, not just the catch he took, but then the quick thinking to throw down the stumps as well and have a bit of fun with it. Kami's been excellent in his comeback spell here. He's got a 3rd wicket now into his 4th and final over, and his figure's going to look pretty respectable by the end of today, but they weren't looking well after 1 over. I think that over went for 17, Paresh.
Yeah, let's look at the replay. There's nothing short there. He's taking a simple catch, and look at the throw. He throws lobs to the stump and hit the stumps.
That's the brilliance of Rohit Paudel. An outstanding fielder. Look at his energy. He's always on the move. I'd love a GPS tracker on him compared to all the other players. You see test match bowlers running 8, 9, 10 kilometres in a day. I reckon Rohit Paudel, he's nearly doing that in a T20. Direct hit. Would have been close and brilliant from Kami. Backs up off his own bowling, so there won't be an overthrow. Some terrible game awareness in the deep from some fielders, but Kami and Paudel, they're leading from the front here.
Yeah, Kami was thrashed in his first 2 overs, his first spell. And the backup.
So that's going to close out Sampal Kami's spell. He'll finish with 3 for 35. Pretty respectable effort given the first over went for 17. At the end of the 18th over, 1-2-4 for 7. Andrew Leonard here with you live on AP1 HD and VU Sports. I've got Paresh Lahani, the former Nepali international. So give me some other names that have impressed you through this tournament. Some of the youngsters, maybe the young leg spinner as well. Certainly he's been pretty impressive for Rupendehe.
Yeah, Bikram Prashal. He didn't have a good first match, first over of the first match, but after that he started bowling very, very well in the good areas, good leg spinners, but he's very reluctant to bowl the gooms.
What about Kushal Malla? Has he done enough to keep himself in the mix for the USA? Obviously his batting struggles continue, but he's been pretty good with the ball.
Yeah, he's been good with the ball, but the batting has let him down. He's a very good all-rounder in the EPL. We could see that he's hitting sixes and everything. Around 200 the strike rate.
Sushambari, maybe not done enough to get past Sagar Dakal or Shahab Alam. Is he in sort of possibly 3rd place of the 3 left-arm spin options?
Yeah, Shushan is one, Kushal Malla is one, Sagar Dakal and Shahab Alam. Shahab Alam has been very good in this tournament so far.
Of course, the conditions in the United States, you'd imagine, will be significantly different to what we've been experiencing here in Barawa. I think generally from the proposed venues, I spent a lot of time in America, so I know the pitches pretty well. They tend to be quite good batting tracks, and they don't favour the spinners as much as here in Asia. So I think Dasanayak is certainly going to want to keep not just 3 seaming options. He might look at a 4th. Obviously Sampal Kami and Karen KC will definitely be 2 of those. And then if Arif Sheikh is in the team, you've got his little medium pacers. But I think they're not just going to want 1 more seamer. They might want 2.
Avinash Bora is there.
So Bahara will be the 3rd. And then is it a straight shootout between Bikram Saab and Nandan Yadav?
Yeah, maybe they might be called for the camp. And Nandan Yadav has improved his bowling a lot. He has good pace.
That one's hit into the leg side, and it's not going to be taken. And a little stare from Malla down to his long on fielder, wondering why, oh why, Shahab Alam didn't go for this. Was this not a chance?
Well, it was hit quite hard, but he went back. He thought that the ball would go back. I think he misjudged the height of the ball.
Well, that was a definite chance in my book, and he's just completely backed out of it. So Malla will finish his 2 over allotment today, none for 15. 19 gone. It's 1-3-1 for 7. Are we going to see the much fabled 140?
Yes, 9 runs required of 6 balls. If they can do it, then I'll say hooray.
Bibek Yadav is probably the other one we haven't talked about. Do you see him as more of a batting all-rounder as opposed to a bowling all-rounder?
Well, He's probably a batting all-rounder, Yadav. Mukhya comes to the attack from the market end.
What about Bim Sharkey and Dilip Nath? They haven't done much in this tournament. They've struggled. Could find themselves missing out.
Yeah, I think Dilip Nath, and he's the opening batsman as well. He has opened in ODIs earlier, so he might get into the groove. Dasanayake might choose him as an opener.
Feels to me, Paresh, and absolutely correct me if I'm wrong here, as Mukhya returns for the final over, it feels to me like there's sort of 10 certainties, in and around 10 certainties for that squad, but then the remaining 4 places could go to any 4 of maybe 15 or 20 players. Is it that wide?
Yeah, I think so, because Dilip Nath hasn't done well with the gloves and hasn't done well enough with the bat as well. But this is completely different.
Oh, looks for the scoop and doesn't quite get it out of the middle, but should get enough to pick up a couple of runs. Saw another batter attempt to do that scoop shot to Mukhya and he's ended up wearing it in the face. Great to see both batters with their helmets on.
Well, Lenny, 2 balls gone. It's 135. Still 4 balls to go.
Could be a little jig coming out in the commentary box. We've got all the way to game 15 of 17 in the tournament. No one's crossed 140 yet. As this one's hit down the ground. Oh, he slipped. And it's not quite going to cost 4. I think it'll cost 2. So 140 is not quite done yet.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see the replay. I think they're going upstairs to check whether the ball has hit the rope or not.
Very marginal. But look at that. I think that's great honesty from the fielder. He knew straight away that he kept it well inside. So 2 runs to the total. Nothing wrong with that. And Mukhya is going to have 3 deliveries left. He's got a fictional 3 runs to defend. If he keeps it to 2 or less, no one crosses the 140 mark. It's a pretty comical effort out at long on here. I don't know who it was that... Oh dear. Oh, swing and a miss. The battle for 140. Swings it. Oh, no. He's going to go back. Oh, no. Still a dot. All happening.
Again, a bit of a cat and mouse by the batsman.
Who was that? Was that Sampal Gami who went flying down there at long on? Seen a rather theatrical final over. Here we go. Yes, no, maybe. Oh, throw it. Don't throw it. Oh, throw them out at the this end, non-striker's end. Back live with you now. Oh no, they're going to run the bye. Oh, they're getting the bye. Are they going to get? Oh, it all comes down to this. 19.5 overs gone. We haven't got to 140 yet, and it is 2 to get there. What's going to happen, Paresh?
I have no idea.
Mukhya has a fictional 2 to defend. They've got through for the bye. If he'd hit, he would have been out. I think if Mukhya had flicked it onto the stumps, the non-striker's end, he decided not to. Here we go. Is this the moment? 15 games, 7 days in, 8 days in, is it? Is it going to be 140? They're going to try for a second. Can they get there? The first is run. Oh no! 140. It's a bridge. Too far. And we end up with 139 again.
Yeah. This is the playoff for the 3rd place. And still we cannot reach 140. Having a very good start in the power play. 10 runs per over 10 runs per over. Oh my God, cricket is really very, very funny game.
Isn't it just? You never know what's going to happen. After 8 overs, they were 81 for 1. And despite the best efforts of attempting to run the second, the run out was effective. Would you believe it was Binod Bandari, the keeper? Even the keeper's arm had enough to run out the fielder. And 140 It's almost like the holy grail in this ground. It just cannot seem to be achieved. UP11, after a flying start, they're going to finish with 139 for 8.
Yeah, Army Post is 139 as well. Hopefully they'll chase this. But the body language of the team didn't look good in the morning. They were not cheering up. They were not supporting each other. They were quiet.
Yeah, they fought pretty hard though, didn't they, to come back from a very poor position. It was 71 for none at the end of the 7th over. And there was real concerns that we were going to see a massive score posted on what's a very hot day with a strong wind blowing across the ground. And that'll get us to the end of the first innings. So, if the Army side are going to chase down this total, it's going to actually be not just the highest chase of the tournament, it'll also be the highest total of the tournament. Let's take a look at the wickets that fell. 8 of them went down in this over, in this innings even. This was the first to go. LBW decision coming around the wicket, and the finger went up immediately.
Yes, it was. I think it was adjacent. Soft dismissal here, getting a leading edge straight to Santos Karki. Simple catch. And Sompal Kami came back with a vengeance.
Yeah, really good comeback spell, having been smashed around in the initial stages. He finished with 3 for 35, and pretty good efforts too, particularly from Shahab Alam. 2 for 13 in the context of this game today. Outstanding figures. Sushambari took 2 for 20. And this was the double play, wasn't it? The catch, and then he threw down the stumps just for fun. Rohit Paudel. Kami's 3 for 35 was pretty expensive, and this was the last wicket to fall. The run out that kept it just short of 140.
Yeah, I think the 140 is very difficult to get here, even with a run.
Isn't it just? You think of them being 71 for none in the 7th over. You would have thought from there maybe 180, 200 was possible, but the innings just tailed away after that dismissal, the critical dismissal, the LBW of Sunny Singh, who was trapped for 26 off 24. Sandeep Middle made 43 off 37. The pick of the bowlers for me by a distance though, Shahab Alam. I think he's actually only got 2 wickets, so we'll get that corrected. 2 for 13 from his 4 overs. Let's take a look at the best of the batting highlights. There's going to be a lot of Sandeep Middle and Sunny Singh in here.
Yes, the 2 openers. They got 71 of 7 overs. Good hitting there. Judging the bounce of the ball, and Kami was hit for a 17 run in his first over. He came back strongly after that in the second spell.
Yeah, then there was just the one big 6, wasn't there, from Raj Yadav. That big appeal, buzzers. Then there was the overthrows. There was lots of extras, wasn't there? 22 extras. 5 wides down the leg side from Sompal Kami. Big hit into the leg side, picked up 4. That was Sandeep Middle, who continued to go. And just the one boundary for the skipper, Saim Hassan. Before Raj Yadav picked up a 6 as well. But not a lot to cheer late in the innings, as the runs didn't really continue to flow and things tailed away for the Uttar Pradesh 11. So they finished. That was the big 6 there from Raj Yadav. Huge, in fact, went miles over the side screen. It means that they finished with what I feel is a pretty under par total, because the Army are going to chase this down in a canter. Rohit Paudel is going to make 90 not out, and he's going to finish the tournament on a high. 139 for 8. So what that means at the halfway stage of the 3rd place playoff, they're playing out for 50,000 rupees. Remember, the target 140. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us. Stay watching live on AP1 HD. We'll be back with the chase in less than 10 minutes. head, Johnny. Am I recovered?
That's good.
Any scarring?
Very nice. No scar at all. Good. There's a bit of shouting next door.
He's phoning off. I've got to do a stint in the second innings with Sagar apparently.
Oh, good. That's really nice.
How's that doing?
Sweet.
Good afternoon and welcome back. Match number 15 of 17 in the Fantasy Akara Pro Club Championships. And we are all set for the chase, which is going to need to be a record chase, the highest in the tournament, for the Army to take third place and win 50,000 rupees. But Uttar Pradesh have posted the equal highest total of the tournament. 140 continues to look like a bridge too far. Andrew Leonard here with you to guide you through at least the first half of the chase. As we'll see if Rohit Paudel can keep doing what he's doing, the tournament's leading run scorer. And I've been joined by Johnny Barron.
Yeah, Rohit Paudel has been absolutely superb, hasn't he, through the course of this tournament. 187 runs at an average of 93.50, which, bear in mind, a lot of gun batters in this tournament haven't even been able to hit it off the square. It's a really impressive return. Can he do it again? That's the big question. And Chase, well, a score that we haven't seen in the course of the tournament. The 139 that we have seen before in the tournament was scored by the Army Club in their first game. But yeah, it could be interesting against a pretty well-equipped bowling attack here for the UP11. Expect the likes of Prince Shahi to have a big bearing in this game.
And here we go. We've been speculating about poor old Kushal Mala's lack of runs, and they've decided to throw him up top. I think it's a nice move from Binod Bandari. Rohit Paudel will still be at 3. He's got the pads on there. But Binod is trying to back his youngster to come good and giving him a new role up at the top of the order. And probably giving him a bit of a license to go ahead and just try and score as quickly as he can. He'll be joined by Santosh Karki, who's played with good freedom at the top of the order as well. 140 to win. It's 7 runs and over. It's very achievable if they bat well. But we've seen some pretty mixed batting from the Army side, with the exception of the star of the tournament so far with the bat. That's Rohit Paudel.
Yes, they're fairly reliant on him. You only have to look at the bulk of runs that he's scored. 187. The next highest is Bim Sharkey with 64. That's quite a cabin, isn't it, between the two highest scorers for the Nepal Army Club. 93.50. Good strike rate as well, considering that runs have been hard to come by. For Rohit Paudel, 120.64.
Spoke to Kushal Mala yesterday after play, and there's no doubt he's going through a hard time with the bat. He's found it very difficult to get anything going. I was just talking to him about his approach to batting. It's great to have a carefree approach and attack heartily, but I was just asking him to try and get into his innings. Try and hit 6 singles before he tries to hit a single boundary. And I'm not suggesting that approach would always be necessary, but just at the point of his career he's at with his batting, just try and find a way to get in on the wicket, pick up a few runs, and then start to show off his power game, which obviously has impressed everyone around the world. He's a real talent, but he's going through the most horrible run of form you could imagine. Let's hope he can get things going here. Will he take my advice? Will he nudge the ball around and get to 6 singles, or is he going to swing right from the off? Ooh, look at this. Conventional stroke. Maybe he's going to have a look up top.
Yes, and Vipin Chandra. He's opening the bowling up from the market end. Pretty nice tournament, really. 3 for 34. He's been very miserly. Just an economy rate of 4.16 so far. Best of 2 for 7. Bowls a good pace.
There he goes. Worked into the leg side. Picks up a single. Away you go, Kushal Mala. Now give me 5 more. And then let's smash the ball everywhere. Good piece of fielding. Stops it from being a 4. Gets the plaudits of 4 or 5 of his teammates who run over to congratulate the Prince, putting the body on the line.
Yeah, it's impressive. Because I think he didn't he take a whack yesterday, as well as, of course, being hit once in the jaw when he was having a bit of a bowl, but look at that, great commitment diving away to his right-hand side. Impressive bit of work. He's certainly been in the wars. That ball has followed him since he's been on the field for the last couple of days.
You bring Karki on to strike. He's generally been very aggressive at the top. He's got a few scores in this tournament. But you'd have to say Vipin Chandra's been right up there with the most impressive seamers from all 8 of the sides on show here in Barawa.
Yeah, he's bowled nicely. 2 for 7, his best figures. Average of 11. Be miserly at the top of the order. Never easy bowling in the power play.
Driven into the offside. It'll get Karki off the mark. Lots of comments coming in, and do come and get involved. Engage with us on social media. Use that hashtag 23forever and AP1HD, where you can just tag me at Cricket Badge on either Twitter or Instagram, and we'll try and read out some of those questions in the power play here. Myself and Johnny Barron, if you have any questions for us. We see lots of comments in the chat on YouTube as well. You can pop in a question in there on VU Sports and ask us our thoughts. It's our 8th consecutive day doing 2 games a day, so we need your company. Please come and keep us company. Nicely punched by Mala. Single number 2 crossed off. I've got a little check mark here. Get me to 6, Kushal. And then wheel away. One of the first comments comes in from Sher Thapa. He says, thank you, Binod Bandari, for sending Kushal Mala up the order.
Yeah, it's a nice place to bat, isn't it? Because you've got a little bit of time to have a look. Critical thing is you've got the field up, haven't you? So there are gaps to exploit by just pushing the ball around. You don't have to be too expansive to get value here. Man away on the leg side of the men out. I think third man, I assume. Yeah, Prince Shahi down there. And a deep square on the leg side as well.
Good over from Chandra. Just 3 runs coming off it, but no wickets crucially for the Army. 7 and over required. 139 for 8. They're chasing down 140 to win. And I'm just going to remind you once more, send in those questions. Tag me at Cricket Badge. That's cricket followed by BADGE on Twitter or Instagram. Or use that hashtag 23forever and hashtag AP1HD. We're going to read those questions out. We're going to answer them. If you've got any questions for Johnny Barron about his hair product or how he looks so fit and young and why I look so old and fat, whatever questions you have, send them in. Crucially, let us know where you're watching from as well. We'll read those out throughout the coming time.
I think my hair's just looking, oh God, I'm just looking in the monitor. Needs a bit of work. Not sure it's fit for TV a bit later on in the post-match in the second game. Might have to have some emergency repairs to the old barnet at some stage.
Wish I had such problems. But yeah, nice to see the messages starting to come in there on social media. And comment here from Partha Pratham Das on YouTube. He's saying that UP had a flying start, but they could only manage 139. Why was that?
Well, that's a good question. I think cracking power play, biggest power play of the tournament so far. Just after the 10th over, I think the Nepal Army Club finally came to the party, didn't they? They were a little bit better with the ball, and of course they had the men out. But at one stage, I think after the power play, they were thinking, well, there's a possibility of 160, but it wasn't quite to be.
Question here on Instagram at Cricket Badge. Hi Andrew, do we think that Nepal will qualify for the upcoming ODI World Cup? Inside edge, and Mala sends back his partner. I think that would be a huge effort. It's a 10-team World Cup. I think they can, however, qualify for the Cricket World Cup qualifier. And that's a 10-team event that will be played in 2023. To do that, they'll need to finish in the top 3 of Cricket World Cup League 2. I think that is achievable. And then if they can get to that qualifier in 2023, who knows what could happen. But to qualify for a 10-team World Cup, given you could have had the likes of West Indies, maybe Sri Lanka, even South Africa aren't a cert to get through automatically from the Super League. So I think that qualifier is going to be very difficult indeed. And maybe it might be a little bridge too far to get to their first ever 50 over World Cup as Mala gets through for his third single. But they can certainly get to the qualifier, I think, Johnny.
Yes, I mean the qualifier was an intense tournament, wasn't it, last time round? I remember it boiled down really to a game between the West Indies and Scotland, and there was an LBW, wasn't there, that was given and was deemed on the replay definitely to be missing, I believe, something along those lines that prevented Scotland from being the side that qualified in the 2019 World Cup, and the West Indies, of course, got there as a result.
It was literally that one decision. You talk about daylight robbery, no DRS at the tournament. Felt so sorry for Scotland, and that's why I was so pleased for them in what they achieved at the recent T20 World Cup, not just getting through their group, but topping their group, going on to the Super 12s, and guaranteeing themselves automatic qualification for Australia 2022. It's a weird one at the moment for Nepal. I'm not sure whether they're stronger in ODI cricket or T20 cricket. I think certainly their bowling might be equally effective in both, but their batting to me at the moment seems more suited to T20 cricket. You see them cross 200 almost as regularly in T20 cricket as you do in ODI cricket. They're struggling to bat out their 50 overs and post big scores. Someone like Kushal Bertel, so much more effective in the shorter format.
Wide ball.
Oh, that's going to be 5 wides. It should really be 8 or 9. That's gone miles down the leg side. There's not a keeper on the planet. You can put Adam Gilchrist or Johnny Bairstow, whoever you want behind there. He's not stopping this.
I mean, has that even landed on the cut strip? Well, at least it's hit the badge of our sponsors, if nothing else.
It's hit the bullseye of the Fancy Atakata Pro Club Championship sign, but that sign is probably 20 yards to the right of the stumps. It's gone horribly wrong for Sandeep Middle there, and he's going to cost his side 5 free runs. It's more like it, driven nicely. I don't think it'll have the legs to run away to the rope. The outfield is nowhere near as quick as it has been for the first 6 days of the tournament after that thunderous downpour the night before last that welcomed the year of 2079 to us here in Nepal.
Yeah, woken up by that actually. I was thinking, rain this time of year? It was a right old storm, and well, that waterlogged the ground as we turned up.
Another question here from Nishal. This one's in the YouTube chat, live on the VU Sports channel. Big numbers watching again, over 1,000 people concurrently on right now for this critical third place playoff. And Nishal asking, Andrew, did you go to Lumbini? How was the experience? We haven't been up to the birthplace of Gautam Buddha yet, and maybe I'll ask Johnny this question. How's the experience been as a whole here in the Lumbini province?
I think it's been just wonderful. It's my first experience of Nepal overall. Hospitality, local cuisine.
Not just the hospitality, the welcome and the acceptance and the love we've received, even on the streets and in our restaurants and shops that we've visited. It's been almost overwhelming, I think, Johnny.
Yes, I think I use hospitality in the broadest sense, in the way in which everybody has been so lovely to us. I think one of our favourite bits of the day, actually, is once we finished here, we just have a wander down the street to the right-hand side behind us and have a chat with a lot of the traders. We played a bit of street cricket out there as well with some young academy lads who looked very impressive. And we always get that little sugary cane drink, don't we, as well?
I haven't posted that clip yesterday. You need to tell everyone. I was in the wickets on the street,
You were a real rarity, I have to say. Andrew Leonard picking up a couple of the cheap scalps with his leggies. But then I think the little 7-year-old just started battering you out of the attack in the end.
Yeah, no, I went for a few runs, I think it's fair to say as well. He's in the academy, that young kid from across the street, the academy here, the Cricket Association of Rupendahe Academy, and actually a special word for them too. Their hosting, their hospitality here at the ground, the way they've put on, the pride which they've shown. Sanjay Gurung in particular, all of the organisers that have been involved right from the off. And a special shout out too to Mr. Hari Bahadur Thapa, the president of the Cricket Association of Rupendahe, Dheeraj, the vice president, Sanjay Gurung, the secretary. They've looked after us so well, and I don't think we're going to want to leave tomorrow night, Johnny.
No, it has been the most wonderful week. It really has, and just enormous fun.
Cut straight to the fielder. Mala continues to just try to build. Like to see this, but he's got the challenge of spin to face now. And it's the spin of Rajkumar Yadav. It's going to come around the wicket. He bowled just the one ball over the wicket, interestingly. Mala looking to get it away for a single.
Yeah, just need a platform here. A platform for Rohit Patil, ideally to build on.
And he does get another single. This one's going to be his 4th single. So he's counting up. And he's listening to what I said to him yesterday. Get 6 singles and then start to hit. Is that the way he's going?
Well, it's a nice opportunity, isn't it? Up at the top of the order. You know exactly what you need to do. 140 is the target. Get a solid base. Try and build on that. Be a little bit more expansive once you've got your eye in. That's the key. Can afford to take a little bit of time.
Just knocking the ball around. They seem content to try and build a platform as opposed to use this power play to go hammer and tongs and pick up boundaries.
Yeah, my only fear with that is that the UP11 got such a solid start, and actually their innings fell away. Just got to be mindful, it does get harder outside of the power plays to bat.
Hit down the ground, and that, I think, is going to be the 5th single. 1 to go, Kushal, and then you can do what you want. Even if you get out there, and I don't mind. This is what we discussed. Is he actually listening to me, is he?
Possibly, Andrew. Very possibly. I'll have to wait and see.
He's got off to a start, which he really hasn't done yet in this tournament. That's a good stroke. That's going to be 4. Powered off the back foot. Karki's looked pretty good in this tournament for me. It was a bit short and set up to be hit, and he's found the gap nicely just to the left of the bowler and to the right of the mid-off fielder.
Yeah, powerful shot. Stood up a little. So did the batsman. Punching down the ground. Yeah, nice bit of batting. After 3 overs, the Nepal Army Club are 18 without loss.
Pushpa Gamir with the next comment. He's saying that Kushal is going to have to prove himself on the domestic cricket front to get the ticket for the national team. What do we think? He's watching on from Nuwakot.
Yeah, I think that's a very fair comment. It'd be interesting to see how things develop and the decision that the administrators make.
Hello. Left arm.
And Prince Shahi is the man back in the attack. The man being in the wars.
Left arm down. Huh? Left arm down.
Prevented from bowling his full quota in that 3rd game. He was convinced he would have won it had he have done so. 8 wickets in the tournament so far. A couple of forfers, 2 MOTM performances as well.
This one's hit into the leg side. He's not going to wait for the 5th single, but he's going to pongo it out of the ground. Attaboy, Kushal. You're into double figures for the first time in this innings. Let's see this innings grow and grow. A big hit all the way for 6.
Well, there you go. He's got a few singles back to back. He's got a feeling for conditions.
He tries to go again, and he's going to repeat the dose. He knows that's gone massive. This is why we love young Kushal Malla. The potential, the power hitting he brings. He goes bang, bang, 6, 6.
Well, this is a better shot because this is down the ground. Absolutely terrific stuff. And the bench are happy as well. Pleased there. Well, one of the bright talents. Yeah, this is the second of the 6s. Lovely striking. Picked it up clean as a whistle, sailed over the ropes.
And all of a sudden, he's 17 from 11. This is what you do if you give yourself a chance. You don't have to swing at your first 2 or 3 balls. And the fans are loving it online. All the comments flooding in about Kushal Malla. Is he going to keep going here? Oh, it's a lovely shot. 6-6-4. This is outstanding batting. This is the Kushal Malla that everyone knows in Nepali cricket he can be, and he's just starting to show it for the first time in a long time.
Well, he is, and Prince Shahi looking to hide the ball outside the off stump on this occasion. And he's onto it like a flash, on the back foot, isn't he? Beating extra cover.
Oh, brilliant. Outstanding. 20 from 4 deliveries, 2 big sixes into the leg side. The bowler tries to hide it away outside the off stump. He goes 4-4. This is why he's such an exciting young talent, and this is what he can do to any bowler in the world.
He's got his eye in now, hasn't he? And width again from Shahi, and threads the gap beautifully through the eye of the needle on the offside.
The bowler's going to change and come over the wicket. I think Mala's going to go on the leg side again here. Oh dear, 5 wides, 25 runs from 4 legal deliveries, and for Prince Shahi, it's all gone horribly wrong.
Oh, it has, and you have to feel for the young man. Had a terrific tournament till he got knocked in the chops, and look at this. This is a hideous delivery. Absolutely nothing that Harry Badar-Chan can do about it down the leg side.
I think we're just going to have to check ourselves. It's not Prince Shahi, is it? I think unless we got this wrong, it's going to be the bowler, Honey Sharma. We'll get that corrected and checked, unless he's wearing the wrong shirt number. Looks to me like it's actually Honey Sharma. Apologies for that. But it is actually Prince Shahi, so he's wearing the wrong shirt. It is Prince Shahi. Malla watchful this time. So trying to throw us a curveball as Prince Shahi, but it is him with the bandage on. And it's going to be 6 more. Kushal Malla just stands and admires his work. It's 31 runs from the over, the most expensive of the tournament so far. It belongs to a young cricketer who has not been able to buy a run for love nor money, but he's doing it all now in Bairoa. He's hit himself back into form. 25 of the runs, 24 of the runs, 26 of the runs even came from the bat of Kushal Malla. 5 wides to go with it. It's 31 off the over. Talk me through that one, Johnny.
Oh, what a shot. What an over as well. 19, the previous highest in the competition thus far. And he's yomped past that one. What a shot into the outer. All the talent in the world. We haven't really seen it in this competition up until this point. 31 off 15. We haven't seen anything like that kind of striking through the course of the competition.
Prince Shahi, who's been one of the picks of the left arm spinners, has gone 1 over, none for 31, all thanks to a devastating display of dynamic hitting from Kushal Malla, who's smoked 2 4s and 3 6s. And it's a funny old game. If you take your time, you hit 5 or 6 singles, and then you go, look what can happen.
Yeah, and Prince Shahi, well, up until that point, had gone for just 42 off 10 overs in the competition, and 31 then conceded off his 11th. Extraordinary scenes here. Wonderful calculated hitting, wasn't it, on both the on and on the offside. Really good stuff.
Yeah, that really was brilliant to watch. He's lit up the 3rd, 4th place playoff. He wants his hands on those 50,000 rupees that are up for grabs. If he keeps going the way he's going, it's 50 for none, come up in the 5th over. Watchful this time. It's going to be a very one-sided game, and a bit of anger in that throw from Prince Shahi. He couldn't believe what he's done.
I think if you're a ball striker and a natural ball striker, you've got to give yourself a chance, haven't you, in T20 cricket? You've still got 120 balls to play with. Look at Chris Gale. Often in the prime of his career, he would dawdle for a bit, wouldn't he, and then accelerate as the innings went on. You've got to give yourself a chance, I feel.
That's exactly what he's done, and you can chew up an occasional dot when you have the power game that Malla has. We know he's got it, but he hasn't shown it for 6 to 9 months. I think if you look at associate cricketer, I know we're now a Test nation, Ireland, but Paul Stirling's a perfect example of this. Early in his career, from the age of 16 when he debuted all the way through to really 23 or 24, he just tried to smash everything. And it was highly entertaining, and it came off quite often. And he was seen as a great talent. This one's carved away. Going to be 4 more stand and deliver stuff from Kushal Malla. This is very good batting, Johnny.
Well, it is. Just standing tall outside that off stump. It's a lovely bit of batting, isn't it? A little bit of width. Not a great deal of width, but it's just a punch, isn't it, off the back foot. Really impressive.
And then Paul Stirling, as he evolved as a batter, and I think he credits a lot of this to Owen Morgan, one of his best friends, the time he spent with him at Middlesex. He started to learn, particularly in ODI cricket. The game's evolved since the 2 new balls have come into the game. You don't need to get off with a bang, go with a flying start. There isn't much of that done at the top of the order in ODI cricket these days. Oh, and he's going to be dismissed. It's a beautiful piece of bowling. He's shone very brightly, but briefly today. 19 deliveries he's faced. He's gone for 35. It just rose off back of a length, didn't it? The off cutter. It's taken maybe a bit of the glove and it's gone through to the keeper.
Yeah, bounce is the key here. Vipin Chandra just pushing one across him. It's been impressive through this tournament thus far. That's a lovely delivery. A good take as well, away to his left-hand side.
So Kushal Malla is gone for 35, but wasn't it a brilliant 35? Brilliant to watch. Let's hope that that is the start of a big return to form for him. Lovely to see him in the runs, and a good decision to throw him up to the top of the order. He's got them off to a flying start, a 54-run partnership to open the innings. 1 ball to go in the 5th. It's 54 for 1.
Well, we talked about a base. Right. Pardle wanting a base, and he's got one, hasn't he? It's a handsome power play thus far. Still an over and a ball to go as well. But he's been given the perfect platform.
More questions coming in on social media. This one from Umair Yunus to me at Cricket Badge. This is a direct message on Instagram. He slid into those DMs. He's saying, I think today is the first semi-final. It's not. This is the 3rd place playoff. It is a little bit confusing, the structure. So the semi-finals were yesterday on Terrific Thursday. We saw the UP 11 go down to defeat to the Malaysia 11, who've advanced to the final. And then in the big shock of the tournament so far, the 2nd semi-final at 2 o'clock, the home side, the CAR 11, they beat the unbeaten Nepal Army team. And that means that those 2 sides have advanced to the grand final at 2 o'clock tomorrow. So what you're watching here now, live on AP1 HD, is the 3rd v 4th place playoff. And at the end of the 5th over, it's 54 for 1. The 3rd v 4th here now this morning. And then tomorrow, this afternoon at 2 o'clock, we'll have the 5th v 6th place playoff, all before the grand final on Super Saturday tomorrow.
Yes, that's the big one. 2 p.m. Be there or be square. We're expecting a super bumper crowd, aren't we, on the Saturday, especially with the home side playing. Very popular win yesterday.
Square, Johnny. I haven't heard that for 2 decades, I'd say. Where have you pulled that one from?
Well, you know, can still find them. Can still find him, Andrew.
Johnny Barron says Super Saturday, be there or be square. Let's take a look at Kushal Malla's innings. 35 he made, but 24 of those runs came. 26 of those runs, finally my maths is working out, off just 1 over. 3 big 6s and 2 4s to go alongside the 5 wides. And isn't it great to see him shining again, the young star?
Yes, it's been a hideous campaign, but a really impressive cameo today. Batted absolutely superbly, prepared to give himself a chance. A little bit of time.
If you look at the impact that innings has had on the game, yes, it's only 35. But the way he's done it and the way he's impacted the match, it could well be a game-changing, game-winning effort. He's got that required rate down to less than a run a ball, and Prince Shahi's confidence must be shattered. Amazing to see that they're sticking with him, having gone for 31 in his first over.
Yeah, I like this captaincy, I have to say, because he's been in the wars, but he's a highly talented young man.
Oh, nicely bowled, just shaping away from Karki, and a stare from Shahi with the bandage on the chin.
Yeah, a better comeback, this, isn't it? Having disappeared to all parts. 3 dots.
Quick single's going to be run and get through safely. It'll bring Powdell on to strike. We were lucky enough to have his company last night, and himself and Sampal Kami. He's a highly impressive young man, Rohit Powdell. He's always smiling, but his enthusiasm, his vigour for the game is really unparalleled from any young man I've ever met.
Yeah, extremely charming individual. Actually, the big chat last night, wasn't it, is that how he can be engineered, if you like, in some of these franchise leagues around the world. I feel he's got the talent to play, well, in one of the many tournaments. And I think one of the points you were making, Andrew.
We're going to go upstairs here, Johnny. Sorry to cut you off. I don't think Powdell looks concerned, but the umpire's just going to double check with the third umpire.
You'll have a look at this. Powdell looks pretty confident. There's no great... there's a few little bits of backslapping out there. Let's have a little look at this. Well, that's all right. Nothing wrong with this. Yeah, he's fine, I think. Is that the frame we need? That's the frame we need, and he's fine.
He knows exactly where his back foot is. That'll be not out, not out, not out.
Yeah, I think one of the points that we were discussing last night was that a lot of these franchise leagues could pay a little bit more attention and have a little bit more confidence in the associate nations and some of the stars on the circuit. And Powdell, you feel, well, he'd be a really good hire in a number of leagues I can think of.
Yeah, and it's not just Sandeep Lamachani who should be globetrotting from Nepali cricket. I think Tapendra Singh Airi in particular would probably be next in line, and then Rohit Powdell is the kind of the next generation, the future choice. We've seen Kami and Karan KC, and I think even Kushal Malla play a little bit in the T10 in the Abu Dhabi League. Paris Kadka, of course, was over there too, but he's now retired. But you'd just like to think, surely somebody would have the wisdom to go with Airi or Powdell and just see how good they are against better cricketers on better wickets in big televised games in those franchise leagues around the world.
Well, the T10 is not to be sniffed at. It's a real gateway. Literally made for broadcast, really, isn't it? Oh, God, looking at that awful delivery down the leg side. Won't want to see that one again. That was horrendous. And yeah, here's the power bashing by Kushal Malla. He was absolutely superb either side of the wicket. That's the second of the sixes. Powerfully hit. That was a little bit straighter. Then goes through the offside twice, just lacing it on the cut. Those are two cracking little shots. That was the first of them. He just went a little bit straight on this occasion, just wide of mid-off. Proper batting.
Just a little announcement as well. Tomorrow being the grand final, we're going to have all sorts of guests along, and great to hear that the founder of the Everest Premier League and the organiser of the Fancy Akara Pro Club Championships, that's Mr. Amir Akhtar, former Nepal international, of course, as well himself. He's going to come and join me in the commentary box tomorrow. He's going to be talking about cricket in Nepal in general, big plans for the Everest Premier League for 2022. I wonder what that means. I haven't even been told yet what those big plans are. So I might have a few exclusives live on air during the final tomorrow. And if you do have any questions, just send it on to either my social media or the Everest Premier League social media. So those handles, you can get me at Cricket Badge, Andrew Leonard, or for the EPL, I think it's at EPL T20 official. I'll check that. Or you can just search on Twitter or Instagram for Everest Premier League. It should come up. Quick single's going to be run, and Powdell needed to get going, and as we've seen so often, he's going to come back and run an overthrow. He'll get back for 2. But yeah, that's going to be a great chance for us to learn about what fans can expect for the Premier Cricket League anywhere in Nepal later this year. It's the 2022 edition of the Everest Premier League. And the reason I'm so excited for this one, Johnny, not just the fact I'll be coming back, but the last edition, it was brilliant to have it back. but it was definitely affected by COVID and by the rain that we had. So imagine a year without the COVID restrictions. The fans are going to flood in to Kathmandu.
It's a fantastic event, and it's grown year on year, and of course, a couple of years of COVID to deal with as well.
Attempted sweep shots, but Powell has missed it for the first time that I can remember, and the tournament's leading run scorer didn't quite look settled at the crease today. He's been trapped LBW for 3. A really nice piece of bowling. It was speared in. He's been so good with that sweep. He's hit it every single time he's attempted it. This time he missed, trapped him on the pad and given out.
Well, it looked pretty straight at first glance. Have another little look at this one. Yeah, I think that's still going to hit. It's a bit of turn. That's the only consideration.
The only thing is that's turned square, isn't it? That may well go on to miss off stump on second view. You can see why it was given out. It was pretty full, pretty straight, but it really has bit sharply off the wicket, and Powell, either way, has been dismissed. So he's going to end with a total of 190 runs in the tournament, with 2 not outs, an average of over 63, and I don't think he can be caught at the top unless Virendeep Singh does something very special in the final tomorrow. He's been outstanding this tournament. He continues to be on the rise, but his dismissal has brought this game back into the balance in a big way. The two innings are starting to mirror each other in some ways. The wicket's coming out of the power play, and Bim Sharkey, who's been a little bit mixed this tournament, just 64 runs for him. He's going to have a big task and a tall task to do.
Well, he is indeed, because that is, well, when 190 runs disappears off the park, you know you've got a lot to do. Bear in mind the next highest scorer is Bim Sharkey with 64.
So that one's going to be runs cut away, and 4 runs. Perfect start for Sharkey. Goes deep in his crease, and he's going to get 4.
Yeah, plays this well. It's only a fraction wide, but he gets inside the line of the ball, doesn't he? Just chops it down through third man.
Tossed up, and Sharkey works into the offside, but no run is possible, despite the attempts of Uttar Pradesh to give another overthrow away. We'll have a commentary change now. 7 gone at 62 for 2, 78 to win off 78.
Partner, check the escape.
I am checking. No need to
Okay,
say.
okay.
Prince Shahi will continue with the wrong shirt in his back, and I'll be rejoined by Paresh Lahani. Get those questions in either in the YouTube comments, get me at Cricket Badge, use the hashtag 23forever. We're going to grill Paresh Lahani over the next 6 or 7 overs. Ask him every question under the sun. What have you got for him? And tell us where you're watching on from, live on AP1 HD or on VU Sports on YouTube.
That was very well bowled by Singh. Sorry, it's Prince Shahi.
Yeah, you weren't in the commentary box with us. He's thrown us a complete wild card. This one's angling down the leg side. Shahi wanted the LBW decision in his favour. He's wearing his teammate's shirt. Going down here?
Yeah, I think so. It was going down the leg side. Good decision by the umpire.
Inside edge this time. He's causing lots of problems, isn't he?
Well, Kushal Malla was making a lots of problem for him. He's lucky that Kushal Malla got out. That is why I think the captain chose him to continue.
Well, remarkably, that first over went for 31. The 10 deliveries since then have only gone for 2. So it's been a contrasting spell.
2 more.
This one thuds into the pad and given not out again. Shahi can't seem to find a way to get the umpire to go with him. This looked a bit closer.
Yes.
It's marginal, but in my opinion, that would have slightly missed leg stump.
Yeah, very tight call, but I think another good one, just probably angling down, going on with the arm. No real turn for Shahi. And what an over, a maiden over and a stare of aggression. Shahi's right in the game. 8 gone at 62 for 2.
Vipin Chandra 2 overs, 8 for 1. Sunday Mittal 1 over 8 runs given. Raj Kumar Yadav 1 over 7 runs. Tejas Singh 1 over 6 runs, 1 wicket. And Prince Shahi 3 overs, 33 runs given with a maiden.
Captain.
So Kushal Malla hammered him in his first over for 31 runs.
Question here, not for Paresh coming into me at Cricket Badge, asking me, Andrew, what was your first introduction with Nepali cricket? That's from Chetri Bishal on Twitter. Thanks, Chetri, nice to hear from you. Well, my first introduction of any kind is this one's cut away and Shahi wears another one on the body. That's all he seems to do. Can he cut it off from running away for the boundary? He can, it'll be 2 runs. Here in Nepal, obviously it was with the Everest Premier League on the ground, but long before that, when I was at the ICC, I used to keenly watch the interest and the levels of interest in Nepali cricket. I was working on the digital side of things there, the website and social media, and whenever we had a Nepal international game, just live scoring. This was kind of before the real innovations of live streaming back in 2013, 2014. They would sometimes come on in such numbers to check the scores, they would crash our website. And this didn't happen with any other country. It was only when Nepal were playing, and often it would be a World Cricket League game, Division 3 or Division 4, whatever stage Nepal were at. But they flooded onto the website in such numbers because we would be the only place scoring that game live, no live streaming at that point, that our servers couldn't cope with the traffic. I mean, hundreds of thousands of computers and phones logging on to check those scores. We're going to see a wicket here, attempt down the track from Santosh Karki, dragged back by Tejas Singh, and he's going to pick up a stumping. And the wickets are starting to come a little more consistently. Maybe it's advantage to the Pradesh 11.
Yeah, Santosh Karki never looked very comfortable in the crease. Gone for 10 of 21 balls. Just 1 4 that he hit. Under 50 the strike rate.
Yeah, real struggle for him today. He's being dismissed. Stumped for 10. Clever piece of bowling. Just dragged the length back. Turned sharply, and the simplest of stumpings for Sunny Singh. In the 9th over, it's 65 for 3.
Again, the UP11 playing cat and mouse game. Not hitting the stump still. Karki went off. You can see there, he hasn't dislodged the bell yet.
That's a good spot, Paresh.
Hari Bahadur Chauhan, the new batter. He can hit the ball and he can rotate the strike as well.
Yeah, new role for Chauhan, who's predominantly opened the innings, but he was replaced by Kushal Malla. He did really well up at the top. Maybe wide outside the off stump to start with. This game looks like it's kind of hanging in the balance, doesn't it? It's slightly more than a run a ball, about 7.5 and over required. It's just under 7.5 and over, sorry, they're going at 7.5 and over. But the wicket's just starting to fall, bringing things back into the balance.
Yes, the importance of cricket, we can see that. In the meanwhile, Chauhan plays a beautiful drive to the sweeper cover for a single. And it's very interesting to see Mr. Jaiswal give wide. It's like a butterfly flying.
Nicely bowled, tossed up again and driven straight to the fielder. And see that target in the bottom right, 140. We haven't seen that crossed yet in this entire tournament. 9 gone. Game hangs in the balance, as does the fate of the 50,000 rupees. It's 67 for 3.
Look at the batting card. Kushal Malla, 35 of 19. 31 runs hit in the first over of Prince Shahi. And after Kushal, only the double figures by Santosh Karki. And then 3-7-1. Prince Karki 7 not out. And Chauhan 1 not out.
Another question in here, this one from 977 Nepal. Andrew, which player impressed you the most in the Fancy Adaka Pro Club Championship? It's a good question. I think maybe the cricketer who's impressed me the most in terms of those who I hadn't seen much of, it's got to be Bazir Ahmed, the left arm spinning all-rounder for the home side. And in fact, the entire CAR 11, they've all impressed me the way they've gone about things, particularly given that if you looked at their starting 11, they were one of the few teams with no out-and-out major stars. Obviously Krishna Karki's played a bit in the Everest Premier League, a few other of their players, but the 2 Bishal Bikrams have been pretty good. Rohit Powdles continues to impress me, but he always does that. So yeah, I think I'd go with Bazir Ahmed. Anyone else maybe in the mix for you, Paresh?
Well, not likely, but Bikram Bhushal, I must say, he's bowled very well in this tournament so far. Tomorrow they're playing the finals against Malaysia.
Nandan Yadav's the other name I'd add into that mix as well. It's difficult for him because he was playing in a side that were losing every game and performing really poorly, but he stood up and there to be counted. And lots of comments. The old YouTube chat is flying with all the comments, and nice to hear from everyone. Love your support and your passion of the game here in Nepal. Paresh, question here about your reflections on the tournament as a whole. It's been a big success.
Yes, it has been. I mean, today is the 8th day of the tournament. The playoff for the 3rd position is going on, and we'll have a 5th place playoff in the afternoon. So things have gone pretty well so far. Tomorrow is the big final, a big Saturday. Malaysia versus the CAR 11.
Punch down the ground with the full face of the bat will just be a single. Question coming in now, this one from 977 Nepal. That was the question we were just talking about, and asking Paresh Lahani die. That's a great sign of respect about which player impressed us the most. 977 Nepal, a great supporter of the game here. Yeah, it's those three for us. It's going to be Bazir Ahmed, the young leg spinner, Bhushal, and then Nandan Yadav. Obviously Rohit Powdle outstanding from the Malaysia 11 too. Certainly plenty of good cricketers. More questions coming in. Shashank Adhikari saying, big fan of the commentary team. Thank you so much, Shashank. Thanks for your kind words. Bixen Tamrakar saying the stadium looks nice. Needs to be maintained as we get to the halfway stage. 71 for 3. Players are going to take a drink, and I think we are as well. We'll have a brief break in the commentary box. Back with you with the second half of the chase. The game is beautifully poised. So the 3 wickets to fall you're just seeing on your screen there so far. This LBW, that was the critical one. I think a pretty fair decision. Did turn sharply though. Powell just a grimace as he walked off. He doesn't enjoy getting out. And that's the 3rd one to fall. The stumping of Santosh Karki. 2 wickets for Tejas Singh, who's bowled beautifully, and 1 for Vipin Chandra, who continues to impress, the right arm seamer from the UP11. They've been very, very good. So the game leaves us beautifully poised, doesn't it? 69 to win off 60. 10 overs remain. Are we going to see 140 scored for the first time in the tournament, Paresh?
Well, it all depends on wickets. Still Binod Bhandari, likes of Binod Bhandari and Sompal Kami yet to come. Chauhan can hit the ball. Even Bhim Sarki can go big.
Ganesh Magar is sending in his thoughts on the Nepal starting 11 for the games in the USA. He wants Kushal Bertel, Asif Sheikh, Dev Kanal, Dipendra Singh Airi at 4, understandably. Rohit Powell at 5, Mala at 6, Arif Sheikh at 7, Sampal Kami at 8, Karen KC at 9, Sandeep Lamachani at 10. This one cannons up into the helmet. He also wants Kamal Singh Airi at 11, but Kamal Singh Airi is not going to be fit to tour, is he? That's a pretty strong looking side though. If maybe you're bringing Avanesh Pahara in at number 11, or Bikram Saab, or maybe even Nandan Yadav. Good looking team for Nepal.
Yeah, it is, and all youngsters, I must say.
Nicely worked away behind square, the first runs of the over. Another question coming in. I think this one's from Nizam Uddin. He's saying, Andrew, I think you can understand the Nepali language very well, maybe about 90%. What do I say? I say no. If you say 0.9%, I say yes. But 90% definitely not. We'll get there. We're trying to get there, Paresh Dai, aren't we?
Yeah, don't worry, I'll teach you all Nepali.
What sort of Nepali are you going to teach me? To be able to get out and converse and maybe meet a local lady? Is that my next task?
No, if you learn Nepali language, you can go in and talk to any ladies.
Yeah, I always get a great welcome in Kathmandu wherever I go, but my Nepali is a work in progress, I think it's fair to say. I reckon from this tour I got up to about 12 or 15 words, starting to get there. God's up, everyone. And yeah, some of the questions are unfortunately in Nepali, so we'll just leave those ones away. Nishant watching on from India in Chennai, good afternoon to you. 11 gone, 74 for 3, 66 more to win. That required run rate, it's popped above 7 and over.
Yes, it has, because of the dry overs that we're going through at the moment. Bhim Sarki and Hari Chauhan playing on 11 and 4 respectively.
The spinners have just started to tighten things up. Divya Prakash comes into the attack now. His left arm spin. So many left arm spinners in this tournament. They must have bowled something close to maybe even 50% of the overs across the whole event.
Yeah, every team has at least one left arm spinners. The Army have 3.
Beautifully bowled. Is this the 4th wicket? The keeper's convinced. He's already celebrating. The umpire's going to go upstairs, and the batter looks very concerned indeed. The Army are on the slide. I think this is the 4th wicket. Let's take a look.
Yeah, I think he's gone. His foot, I think, is in the air. Oh, very well done by the keeper. Very good club work there.
Let's take a look. He's in, he's out. When the bails come off, this is a little tighter than you think, but out is the call, and away he goes. Bhim Sharkey's been dismissed by a really smart piece of glove work from Sunny Singh, who rightly celebrated heartily. That's the 4th wicket down. It's 74 for 4.
Very smartly done by the keeper there. And Bhim Sarki couldn't do much. Out for 11 of 13 balls.
Batsman in, batsman in.
Binod Bandari comes into bat, replacing Sarki. A big hitting Bandari, the captain of the side. Didn't keep the wickets today. Fielded and had a run out the last ball. Restricting the UP 11 for just 139. Never went to 140 in this tournament. And the highest score is 139, which is what Army made in the league matches.
4 to go.
Divya Prakash.
I think the Army are in trouble here.
Yes,
They need something pretty special to get
Left
this
arm
run
round,
rate
dead
moving
ball, 4 to go.
through these
Left
middle
arm
and
round, dead
latter
ball.
overs where we've seen scoring prove particularly tricky off the spinners. Mighty just needed another 2 or 3 overs of that Kushal Malla burst to give them real hope. Bandari has all that experience though, and he'll be hoping to guide his side home to that 50,000 rupees and 3rd place in the tournament.
Yeah, he has to play well. He has to guide his team to victory.
Quick single is run this time. Do like the camouflage cap that Harry Bahadur Chauhan is sporting there. They've definitely won the best kit stakes with all of us, haven't they, up in the commentary box?
Yes, yes.
Particularly Binod Bandari. Those Under Armour pink sleeves he has on, and then the stylish shades when I interview him in the post-match. Got a bit of a man crush on Binod Bandari. I hope he doesn't mind me saying live on air. Attaboy, Binod. Spank it out of the ground. I'll talk you up, you do the rest. That's a lovely shot. A big hit all the way for 6. The captain gets things moving. A good, powerful slog sweep all the way for a maximum.
Yeah, this will definitely ease the pressure now for Nepal Army.
Hello.
And when we played against Kuwait in Dubai, we needed 6 runs of the last ball. No, 7 runs of the last ball, and he hit a 6, and we had a tie, and there was a bowl out, not super over then, and we won with the bowl out.
There we go, the bowl out. And that's kind of gone out of the game entirely, isn't it? And with the introduction of the super over that's been hugely popular.
Number 11 last over.
Everywhere but New Zealand, of course. They don't seem to like super overs for some reason. I can't remember why. 12 gone, 82 for 4. Nicely bowled. And that's going to be wicket number 5. It's that sharp turn again, isn't it? And Harry Bahadur Chauhan has just chipped it up from a leading edge to extra cover. The game turns again.
Yeah, it has turned again. We have seen so much of leading edges because of the sharp turn they're getting, the bowlers, the left arm bowlers especially. Just trying to play on the onside. Just gets a leading edge, simple catch.
Yeah, it really is beautifully bowled. Very difficult to deal with that. Angling in, pitching about leg stump, turning sharply away to a 4th stump, and the leading edge has popped up. Chauhan's gone for 5. It's 82 for 5.
Boys, better in.
Let's see the replay again. A dolly of a catch. You cannot get a simpler catch like this ever.
More questions coming in. We'll race through a few of these. Bhumesh Pujara asking, hello Andrew, can you manage to organise a Nepal versus Ireland series? I would love that if possible. I do think there's a bit of talks in the background. It's just all about trying to find some space in that squeeze calendar. Let's hope in the next 12 to 18 months that might be possible. Lovely to hear all your comments. Sampal Kami, the new man to the crease, and he's got to have to use all his experience alongside his international teammate Binod Bandari.
Yeah, both play for Nepal. You have to use your experience.
And it's very good tactics. It's not just being accurate bowling from Singh, but that field he's got set with those four men swooping in on the offside. It's a short third man alongside a backward point cover and an extra cover is making it very difficult. Kami gets the sweep out to get off the mark. Excellent spell, this one.
Yes, it has been. He's taken 3 wickets already.
Yeah, coming.
And that was swept fine by Kami, but just for a single, went to the long leg region.
Pull shot's going to get runs. I think it should be a couple, but not the greatest piece of running. Sees him just settle for the single. That required run rate's creeping ever further into play. It's nudging up towards 8 and over.
Yeah, Finchunder was very quick to the ball.
And that will close out the over 13. I'm going to go and take a little bit of a break, get ready for the post-match presentation. I'll leave you in the very capable hands of Paresh Lahani, who will shortly be joined by Johnny Barron.
Down, diagonal. Left arm down, diagonal.
Welcome back, Johnny.
Well, thank you, Paresh. Yes, this game in the balance. Very much in the balance. Bandari on strike. And Prince Shahi is back in the... a bit of a mixed bag for him so far. Driven by Bandari. Yeah, first over went for 33. His last 2 have gone for 2. That is some turnaround, Paresh.
Yes, Mullah thrashed him in his first over for 31 runs.
Can't get going either, can Bandari.
With the help of a 5 wides. And he's come back very strongly since then.
Crosses crease and hauling into the leg side. Might just be a single. Vipin Chandra out there with the ground fielding.
Yeah, look at Prince Shahi's figures. 31 of 1 over. And just 3 runs in 3 overs.
Guard is center.
Oh, he's bowled him flatter and straighter, and Sampal Kami now goes.
Yeah, 6 down now for 85. That went with the arm, and Kami didn't read it properly. He was clean bowled. Let's look at the replay here. Went with the arm, went in too late. Kami, the ball skidded through the turf.
Coleman.
It's a decent looking arm ball.
No aggressive.
Real trouble now.
Yeah, Shahab Alam is a new batsman now. I think Nepal Army in trouble at the moment. Well, Bandari has to play a magical knock to get his team through.
Yeah, just looking at this again, just cramped for room. It was flatter and straighter. The arm ball as well. Really nice bit of work from Shahi, who's back into this one. 1 for 34 off 3.4. Incredible to think that Kushal Malla took him for 31 off his first over, but, well, he's been classy in this tournament. 9 wickets so far. He was up there towards the top of the leaderboard. 55 off 38 is the equation. Not straightforward, especially with just 4 wickets left.
Yeah, it's Army under pressure now. Shahab Alam he can give company to Bandari, but Bandari has to take the initiative to get his team through.
Plenty of smiles on the bench. They've got their work cut out, though. Rather optimistic appeal, as that's clearly sliding down.
Prince Shahi with a bandage on his chin.
Pushed out on the offside, more dots here. It's Shahi just building the pressure. End of the over and a good one. 14 gone, 85 for 6 now.
New session 116.
Now have a look at that card. Kushal Malla at the top of the order, 35 for 19. That was really the story of the early part of that power play. Karki 10 off 22. Powdle, a rare failure for him. Just 3 off 7. LBW to Singh, who's bowled really nicely, hasn't he? Look at those figures. 4 for him. 3 for him, sorry. Shahi joining the party as well, but otherwise a lot of telephone numbers. But yeah, Tejas Singh has been the pick today. 3 for 16 off 4. Going at 4 as well. Prince Shahi, the bizarre figures of 1 for 34. Divya Prakash Singh with 1 at the top of the order. Vipin Chandra as well. He's bowled nicely through the course of the tournament. Tejas Singh will bowl his... Divya Prakash, oh, down the ground. Will this be out? It is. Another one goes.
Ball.
Oh, real trouble now. There goes the 7th wicket. And the Nepal Army Club are in all sorts of bother.
Yes, Bandari. He didn't have to do that. He should have taken his time, taken singles, rotated the strike, and then gone after the bowling. Not timed. Straight to the fielder. That is what Kushal Malla did. He played 5 singles and then attacked. Bikram Soap, the new batsman, coming in. He can clear the boundary as well, but they are in deep trouble.
Yeah, deep trouble. Oh, he's going to have to clear the boundary and then some. Just six wickets remain. 7 down. 85 on the board. Still a lot of work to be done here. Just looking at this shot again. He's got a good piece of it, but he hasn't got enough. That's the problem. And it's a comfortable looking catch by Chandra, who's up there on the long on boundary. And yeah, Bikram Sob, job to be done. Divya Prakash has been fairly impressive through the course of his campaign.
Watchfully played by Bikram Soab.
Needs a bit more than that. Well, we can have a little look. Can't be much of a look with 5.8 remaining. Nice bit of work from the left armour. Just outside the off stump, not a great deal of that length that can be done. So I'm just chewing up a couple of dots. That's a shot down the ground. I think he's got a very big piece of that. And he has. That has sailed over the fence, sailed over the ropes. And that is a big shot from Bikram Sob.
Yeah, he can hit big, lusty blows, Bikram Sob. The 75th six in the tournament so far. Regarding the pitch being slow and lots of turn, I think that's a good number for sixes.
Yeah, I think we're into new ball territory. Expensive things, these things. Another box. I mentioned to Andrew, I saw a load more stuff arrive this morning. Yeah, picked up really well, this, isn't it? It really is. Out towards that camera position. And yeah, cleared the fence again.
Yeah, that was a very good camera work done by the AP1 HD team.
There must be 30 plus balls out there. If I was a little whippersnapper in the area, I'd be out there like a flash, because they are expensive things. As we pointed out, matchday balls over in Australia cost about $90. Ones in the UK cost about 140 US, or in old pounds over 100 quid. Looking for the sweep. Extravagant turn.
Yes, there was a very big turn there. Soap tried to sweep the ball.
That's a blow down the ground, but it'll only go along to long on. Be a single added. Fair over though. 7 coming from it. 91 for 7. And we are 15 overs done. 48 required now of the remaining 5 overs.
Time 118.
Yeah, batting looks only Kushal Malla, 35 of 19. But after that, a very sorry looking batting card there. 92 for 7 in 15.
It'll be Vipin Chandra. He'll come back into the attack. He's bowled well in the power play. He's bowled well through the course of the tournament. Don't really think his figures reflect the way in which he has bowled. Very tight, just an economy rate of 4.16, 3 for 34 across the tournament so far in his 8.1 overs. Actually, the seamers have kind of come more into the game as this tournament has developed. People got an original look at these pitches. They thought, right, spin, spin, spin. But Chandra has been impressive. Bowls a good pace. Men out. A couple of men deep out on the side. Bit of cover out of extra cover. 48 out of 30. Bikram Sob, who's cleared the ropes once already, is on strike. You feel they're going to need to do that a couple more times in this over.
Yes, exactly. They have to push the gear here now.
Down the leg side, that's handy. Sundries already. Oh, no. Another one to the score. That's the critical aspect here.
Yeah, tried to bowl a leg cutter there. Missed it completely way down the leg side. Right. Now Bikram Sob, what is he thinking? Will he go for a big one?
Needs a couple more strikes. Well, he's looked for the big haul on the onside, and that has missed the off stump by a whisker.
Yes, Bikram Sob had a wild heave but couldn't connect it. Chandra has bowled pretty well in third over, 9 for 1.
Yeah, he's been very tidy so far. Just 8 off the first couple. Oh, shout for LBW. I think that's slipping down. That's a good decision for me. I'll get through for a leg bye.
Trying to pressure the umpire, the UP11 players. Mangilal is a very experienced umpire.
Andrew's given that out. Back of the box. I felt it had a bit of a way to travel, but out of the two of us, he's got slightly better marginal eyesight. Just held it back outside the off stump. Again with Chandra Paresh, he's quite a slippery customer, and when he holds it back, you often go a little bit early on your shot.
Yeah, he's mixing his pace. There was a bit slower one. An eagle flying away.
It could be a buzzard. That's what a couple of people have suggested. Always lovely to see a bird of prey. Third man going back. Yeah, wide, just a wide off the over, another leg bye. Very tidy stuff at a critical stage of the game. Yeah, just a push. They need a few more than singles, Paresh, don't they? They need to find... What have we got left in this over? Still 2 balls to come. One of these, at the very least, needs to clear the ropes or go across them. Ah, step eagle. There we go. That's what it was. You were right, Paresh. Well done.
Well, Bikram Sob has to go for one. A big one.
Driven. Again, it's just a single, isn't it? I need a few more than these.
Yeah, UP11, they don't mind giving singles. The required rate over 10 now. It's just 2 lusty blows for over.
Again, a slow ball. Terrific change there. Almost a run out as well. Nice bit of work in this follow through by Chandra. End of a tidy over. Just a couple of conceded off the bat. 44 runs required in 24 is the equation, and after 16, and 96 for 7.
Captain, -1 minute. -1 minute.
Yeah, that card tells its own story. Just the 3 players in double figures. Shamala, who batted very well at the top of the order, but nobody else has really followed his example. 35 for 19 off him. And that big hole at number 3. Right, Pardle, just the 3. 44 off 24, so it's almost 12 and over. So this over has to go for a bit. Sandeep Mittal is back into the attack. He's bowled quite nicely. Economy rate of 4.8. Wouldn't mind that here.
It's Bikram Sob on strike. 4 overs remaining. Nepal Army need 44 runs to win. Now you have to go for it. Push the gear. Push the gas.
require some serious gas and some serious hitting from Bikram Sop. He's cleared the ropes once so far. 8 off 8. He's going to need to double that strike rate of 100 if they've got any chance here and see a good piece of the bowling. That looks a good shot. Well on the onside. Will it be caught? It will. What a fantastic grab that is. Out of deep mid-wicket. And well, it's Prince Shahi with the catch. He had some room to make round to his left-hand side. What a terrific grab that is. Great bit of work from the young man.
Yeah, that was beautifully taken by Prince Shahi. He had to cover a bit of a ground.
Just checking the line here. The umpires want another look. But yeah, he's absolutely fine, so you don't need to worry about that.
He balanced himself very nicely.
Hello.
96 for 8 now.
Hey.
I think it's all over for Nepal Army now. UP 11 will grab the third position.
I tell you what's so impressive about that, Paresh, is he's wearing rubber soles out there, no real grip, and he's got about 3 yards to play with, but that is a brilliant bit of batting. Really impressive. A brilliant bit of fielding, I should say. Terrific work.
Pari, the new batsman. The batsman crossed, so he'll be in the non-striker's end. Shahab Alam is on the striker's end. Well, these are two left-arm bowlers.
Well, that reliance on Rohit Paudel is starting to haunt the Nepal Army Club. Haunted them in the last game, it's haunting them in this game as well. Such a massive gap below the runs he's scored so far in this competition. 190. Shot through the offside, firmly struck as well through extra cover. Good shot from Shahab Alam.
Yeah, it was right on the slot, half volley. Very good shot through extra cover for a boundary. Now you need plenty of those, but only 2 wickets remaining.
Yeah, definitely in snooker territory. Need snookers. Behind the 8 ball, safe to say, but that's a good strike. Swing and a miss. Ooh, potentially a stumping as well.
Yeah, that was very well bowled. Slower ball, slower off cutter. Came down the track. Saw that, bowler saw that, and he bowled a bit shorter and changed the pace. Completely beaten the batsman.
Another shot on the leg side. Another single added. You've got to get a couple more boundaries in this over, you feel, to keep alive. Running out of resources as well, and yeah, disappointing tail end to this tournament for the Nepal Army Club. Difficult to get out of bed for this one, to be fair, but there's still money on the line. It often concentrates the mind.
Yes, it sure does. Can Shushan Bari do it for the team?
Yorker length, just dug out to extra cover. Oh, lazy bit of running. Could have had another run out there. Well, backed up. Shahi again in the action. Can't keep him out of the game.
Let's look at the replay. A very quick Prince Shah, he would have been gone.
Tell you what a stunning bit of work that is, sliding away to his left-hand side in one movement with the pick up and throw. Wonderful out cricketer Shahi. Full outside the off stump, dragged down the ground, but all they can get is a single again. Yeah, more work to be done. 37 required off 3 overs. 103 for 8 after 17, Nepal Army Club. A sorry looking car, which we've gone through a few times. Nothing other than that Kushal Malla runs at the top, and Paresh. You know, the UP11 have had a pretty good game, haven't they, with bat and ball. Impressive, first of all, getting a total on the board. Second highest equal score, and they've defended it with real class thus far.
Yes, they have. Vipin Chandra into the attack from the pavilion end. Shahab Alam playing on 7 of 9, and Bhari 1 of 1.
Yeah, Chandra is last over. 1 for 11 off 3. Take that, wouldn't you? Economy of 3.66. Thank you very much. Shahab Alam, who's got the 1 boundary so far. That came in the previous over. Needs a few more here. Oh, he's bowled him. Full and straight. Big swing and a miss. And Shahab Alam has to go. 9 down now for the Nepal Army Club.
Yeah, 9 down for 103. 37 still required of 17 balls. Beautifully bowled. And he could have just hit it over extra. He played across the line, had to pay the price. Was bowled. But the last man, Mukhia, Jitendra Mukhia, comes in.
Yeah, right up in the block hole. It's, oh dear, subsiding now, the Nepal Army Club. They've got 1 more wicket to spare. And it's been, yeah, as I've mentioned, a disappointing end to the campaign.
Look at his head rolling all over. Not watching the ball.
Not a lot right with that one, Paresh, I think we could safely say. So Chandra Mukhia, well, he's got a lot to do here. He's got to keep out one of the most impressive seam bowlers in the competition. Sharp for LBW, I think that's missing. A run away for a leg bye.
Yeah, you can see the whole 3 stumps. That's going way down the leg side. A very good umpiring by Mangilal Sharma. And they take a single leg bye. You can see there all the 3 stumps visible there. Good bowling by Vipin.
Yeah, they do get back. Bring Sushan Bari, left-hander, back onto strike. Big smile on his chops at the moment. What can he do? Well, it's a time for heroes. Paresh. Seen a couple of big last wicket stands in the competition so far. Oh, he's got that one, I think. Or has he? Oh, what a catch! Oh, what a save, I should say. Brilliant bit of fielding. And it's Prince Shahi again, who's been absolutely electric. And what a save that is inside the ropes. Look to certain 6. What a brilliant cricketer this young man is.
Yeah, with the plaster, with the tape on his chin.
He's got no right to get anywhere near this Shahi. Look at this. What a absolutely sensational save on the rope. What a fielder.
Yeah, he saved 5 runs there. Only 1 taken by the batsman.
Wonderful, wonderful. Have a look at this again. Look, he's got no room to work with. I think he's okay. Still having a look at this on the line decision. I think he's okay.
Yeah, he saved
He's fine, isn't he? Third umpire still deliberating. We're absolutely fine. What a brilliant bit of fielding that is. Terrific stuff. Yep, nothing wrong with that. And his bowler understandably gives him a huge round of applause.
Yeah, he saved a certain 6. Shahi's always in the game.
Another swing, and that's got away, or run away for 4 runs. A little bit edgy down the leg side.
Mukia smiling there. Got an inside edge. Down to the fine leg for 4 runs.
Well, they all count. Need a few more of those. 31 required off 14 balls. Run rate 13.29, which can be achievable. Haven't really seen a chase like that in the tournament thus far, though. Just the 1 wicket left as well. That's the real problem. Another swing and a miss. Ooh, I tell you what, that might have been close. There was a shy at the stumps. It was a fairly dozy bit of batting by Mukia.
Yeah, it was a very sharp ball. Full pace. Pacey ball, I must say. Mukia beaten by the pace and the bounce. 1 for the over, given by the umpire.
Oh, he's bowled him. And now Mukia goes, and that's that. What a clinical performance by the UP11, who've bowled the Nepal Army Club out for 109.
A very good team effort by the UP11. They had a very good start. They were batting very well in the power play, 10 runs per over. And things slowed down by the Nepal Army team. They could manage only 139 regarding the start they got. But bowled pretty well, apart from 1 over from Prince Shahi, where Kushal Malla thrashed him for 31. Apart from that, none of the batsmen scored.
Yeah, just all the players just having a shake of hands. It's their final game in the tournament. Of course, both bitterly disappointed not to be in the final. So they've had to play in this 3rd, 4th playoff match. UP11 are the ones that have got there. Looking at this final wicket. Big yahoo in the end by Jitendra Mukia. And he has to go. And that is a wrap as far as that innings is concerned, and a wrap as far as the campaign for the Nepal Army Club. Just another side-on view of that one. Prince Shahi there in the picture. What a fielding display. 1 great catch in the outfield and 1 terrific bit of fielding as well. Well, a couple of bits of terrific fielding. Almost had a run out as well. Outstanding young cricketer. 9 wickets for him. The Nepal Army Club just chatting to the UP11 coach.
Yeah, it has been. Yeah, it has been a good performance by UP11 in the 3rd place playoff. Let's look at the highlights. That was a way worth ball by both there. He missed the leg cutter completely. And That's the Kushal Malla show. 31 runs. He smashed Prince Shahi all over the park. And well supported by the 5 wides that he got. Clinical hits, those by Kushal Malla. He was out for 35 of 19 balls. And look at that wide, 5 wides. But after that, he came back so strong, he gave only 3 runs in 3 overs. Shahi, yet another shot by Kushal Malla. This was Prem Sarki. First ball that he faced, scored a boundary. Vinod Bhandari with a big one.
They still managed to clear the ropes on a number of occasions. Nice drives for extra cover as well. A little bit of luck. 14 extras. 21 extras, I think, in the first innings. It's quite a lot, isn't it? 35 across 40 overs. Almost 1 and over. Yeah, Kushal Malla, 35 off 19. That's the only real set of figures on that card. Here are the wickets. Well, the first to fall was Kushal Malla. Got a good one outside the off stump and just nicked it.
Yeah,
second was a really big one. This is the LBW for Rohit Paudel. And that was a big moment in the game. A judge to be in front. Santosh Karki, well, left without any chance whatsoever there. Lovely bit of work. Bim Sharkey the next to go. Another one stumped behind. And Harry Chohan just chipping it up in the infield. Sampul Kami is the next one to go here. Just bowled all ends up. And Binod Bhandari looking to go down the ground. And a very comfortable catch. That was the 7th of the piece. Bikram Sobhu hit a couple of big balls, and this was the great catch by Prince Shahi in the outfield. Yeah, that was a terrific grab from Prince Shahi. And Shahi Balam, big swing and a miss. Off stump, going all over the shop. And another one to finish off. Mika, he went as well. That was all done and dusted. For 109 all out.
Look at the bowling card. Divya Prakash, 3 overs, 19 for 2. Vipin Chandra, 4 overs, 16 for 3. A good one. Sandeep Mittal, 2 overs, 15 for 1. Rajkumar Yadav, 1 over, 7 runs. Tejas Singh, brilliant performance by him, 4 overs, 16 for 3. And Prince Shahi, 4 overs, 34 for 1. He was hammered in the first over for 31. And he came back so strongly, only gave 3 runs in 3 overs. Brilliant performance with a maiden.
And there's the match summary. UP 11, 139 for 8. Joint highest score of the tournament. Nepal Army bundled out in 18 overs for 109. Presentation time. Let's join Andrew downstairs.
Yes, welcome to the post-match presentation and the third place playoff. It's the penultimate game day, the Fancy Attica Pro Club Championships, and we've seen the side from the UP11 win against the Nepal Army Club. A pretty comfortable victory. They've won by 30 runs, having posted a tournament equally in 139 for 8 from their 20 overs. We'll hear from both captains. We'll also award some giant cheques as the prizes that are going to be going for third and fourth place, and we'll find out who the player of the match is. But before we get into the post-match presentation, we'd just like to thank our partners. Our title sponsor, that's Fancy Attica. Our co-sponsor, that's Staffa News. Our payment partner, AVR Pay. Our internet partner, that's Vianet. And our travel partner, that's Yeti Airlines. Thank you to all of you for your support. Also, thanks to our broadcast partners, that's AP1HD and the VU Sports team. So, we're going to speak first to the losing captain, that's Binod Bandari. Binod, a brilliant start to the tournament, 3 wins, but you've somehow ended with 2 losses to finish 4th.
अब टुर्नामेन्ट जित्न हुँदा चाहिँ अब अलिकति लास्टको 2टा गेमले चाहिँ हिजोको गेमले चाहिँ हामीलाई फरक पर्यो हैन खासको आजको गेममा त कस्तो केटाहरुको चाहिँ अब त्यस्तो एफर्ट पनि लागिरहेको थिएन हैन किनकि हिजोको सेमी फाइनल चाहिँ हार्दाखेरिबाट चाहिँ अलिकति केटाहरुको मोरल डाउन नै भएको थियो.
It was a very poor start with the ball. The bowlers bowled poorly and they were hit around the ground. Lots of extras, over 20.
अब त्यो बलिङमा मैले अब त्यस्तो खासै त्यो एरियामा पनि खेल्न सकेन हैन अनि त्यसपछि चाहिँ एक्स्ट्रा पनि बढी भयो. अब त्यो हिजोको म्याचले नै खासमा चाहिँ अब बलरहरुलाई चाहिँ धेरै फरक पर्यो हैन. अब सेमी फाइनल हारिसकेपछि चाहिँ त्यस्तो अब केको लागि खेल्न जस्तो भइसकेको थियो हैन. तर थर्ड प्लेसको लागि खेल्नलाई पनि अलिकति एफर्ट लगाउनु पर्ने थियो हैन. अब त्यसले गर्दा चाहिँ अलिकति पछाडी नै रह्यो हामीहरु.
On the plus side, a return to form with the bat for Kushal Malla. He looked really good in that cameo 35 he made.
अब हामीले सोचेको अनुसारले चाहिँ 120 रनको जति टार्गेट सोचिरहेको थियौँ हैन. त्यसले गर्दा चाहिँ अब अलिकति सजिलो हुन्छ जस्तो लाग्यो. तर 140 रनको टार्गेटमा चाहिँ अब त्यो स्टार्ट जस्तो राम्रो भयो भने फिनिसिङ पनि हुनु पर्थ्यो हैन. फिनिसिङ चाहिँ राम्रो भएन त्यसले गर्दा चाहिँ अब अहिले हार्न पुग्यो.
Nice to see him back in form. Stay with me because we're going to have a presentation of a check to you. And our presenter for all of the post-tournament presentation here, the post-match presentation, Mr. Bisma Neponi. He's the president of the FNCCI of Barawa, which is the Federation and the Chamber of Commerce of Industry for Rupendahe. So if you come in next to me, and there's a check for 25,000 rupees. In you go, Binod, and you can get a few ceremonial photos. They'll be taken there. That's the prize for 4th place. 25,000 rupees. It goes to Binod Bandari and the Nepal Army side who finished 4th. Thank you, Binod. And thank you, sir. We're going to now have the player of the match decision, and we had 3 contenders today. In 3rd place, Kushal Malla. He made 35 off 19 balls, including that fantastic 25 runs off the bat from just 1 over. Sandeep Middle was in 2nd with his innings of 43 and 1 for 15, but the player of the match, it's been a tournament for left arm spinners. He took 3 for 16 from his 4 overs. It's Tejas Singh. Tejas will receive his award. If we can come in and get that award given. We might have a chat to you first and we'll get the award going in a second. You bowled beautifully today.
Yeah, thank you so much. I bowled according to the wicket as the wicket was turning. So I bowled good today.
Are you very happy to finish 3rd, or are you still disappointed to miss out on the final?
Unfortunately, we lose the last match. We deserve to play the finals, but it's cricket, it's happened.
Overall, your experience here in Barawa, the Fancy Attica Pro Club Championship, how much have you enjoyed it?
I enjoyed really much today. The tournament is very nice and the atmosphere is very good of the cricket here. The umpire and the support staff is really good. Our team manager and coach is very supportive to us.
Okay, well, you're going to stay with me because you're going to have the presentation. I could call Mr. Bishmandapani back up on stage to present you with your Player of the Match award. Very well bowled today. Great tournament. So more ceremonial photos taken, which is getting ever stronger. And Mr. Naponi, if you can stay there and take that check that's going to be brought up to you on stage. This is going to be the check for 3rd place, and that's going to go to Saim Hassan. We'll get that ceremonial photo taken and have a chat with you after. Here is the 3rd place finishers. A check for 50,000 rupees. Fantastic to see. Saim Hassan, his Uttar Pradesh 11 have taken 3rd place in the tournament, and 50,000 Nepali rupees in a handshake. Bisma, thanks for all your help. Thank you for your support, and we'll see you again in a moment. Saheem, come and have a chat to me. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Yeah, you can just pop that. We'll hold it down behind us. Saheem, just come in. Delighted with your performance today, 3rd place in the tournament.
नहीं हमारी टीम ने आज अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस किया और ऑल ओवर हमारी टीम अच्छी परफॉर्मेंस कर रही थी बट एक मैच हमारा लो ओवर का मैच हुआ 5 ओवर का उसमें थोड़ा हार्ड लग रहा हमारी टीम के साथ हमारी बैटिंग और बॉलिंग दोनों टीम हमारी पूरी और हमारी टीम बहुत अच्छी थी और मैं कोशिश करूंगा कि नेक्स्ट ईयर अगर टूर्नामेंट होगा तो फिर आएंगे और अगेन टूर्नामेंट को हम चैंपियन होंगे.
Okay, can I ask you for your reflections finally on the tournament as a whole? You've loved the experience here in Nepal.
नहीं टूर्नामेंट बहुत अच्छा हुआ. नेपाल क्रिकेट एसोसिएशन को मैं धन्यवाद दूंगा. उन्होंने खेलने के लिए हम लोग यहाँ बुलाया और आगे भी होगा तो मौका देंगे खेलने के लिए. और बहुत अच्छा टूर्नामेंट, मतलब अच्छा लगा हमारे साथ पूरी टीम को, कोचेस को, हमारी पूरी टीम को.
Third place in the tournament, 50,000 rupees to take home. Very well done. That's the captain of the Uttar Pradesh 11. They're going to finish third and take that check for 50,000 rupees. Back up to you guys in the commentary box.
Thanks, Andrew. Yes, and congratulations once again to the UP11 for taking the spoils for the third place finish. And we'll have the fifth place match coming up, which is we'll see Push Sports Delhi versus the Armed Police Force. That'll be coming up at 1:50. We'll see you then. We're going to be taking a short break.